Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Bargain Bin, a show about speedrunning games all under $20. I'm your host, Midnight Vesper, and if you're new here, here's how this whole show works. For more current/digital games, we'll be using stores like Steam, GOG, itch.io, Ubisoft, Epic, etc. to look at the list/MSRP price. For retro games, we'll be using a wide assortment of websites to look for the loose price of the game. We do not count any sales or discounts as they vary from time of purchase. Couple quick announcements for this month. Unapologetically Black and Fast is coming up. In this new recurring hotfix marathon, Black runners are front and center in a celebration of Black joy. The first iteration is running February 12th and 13th for 12 hours a day. The schedule is in fact out now. You can find it at gamesdonequick.com/hotfix. And don't forget, at the end of this month, running February 27th through March 5th, is actually Frost Fatales. You can use !FF in chat or go to gamesdonequick.com/framefatales for more information. And of course, on today's show, we're going to be showcasing two really wide contrast games that are both, of course, under $20. Later on, we're going to be showcasing Gears of War Ultimate Edition, but first we're going to go ahead and showcase this game that's a little less violent than Gears of War, called Kaze and the Wild Mask, with being run by Death Control. How are you doing, Death Control?
Hey, thank you, Midnight Vesper. Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, I'm Death Control, and I have been running this game for a good few months now. Got a number of hours in it, and I'm really excited to be here. So grateful that I was invited on, and I'm really looking forward to this run. So this is a really fun game. This is a 2021 indie platforming game that is Donkey Kong Country inspired. And you're going to see that if you're familiar with Donkey Kong Country, you're going to see that the mechanics for it are very similar. And I've also got on my virtual couch with me Kavalka. You can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey everyone, hope everyone's having a good night. I'm Kavalka, and I'm here to help Death Control with commentaries today on his run.
Yeah, and Kavalka's a really talented runner as well. He was running this game soon after release, found a lot of strats for it, pushed the times down really low, and this run would not look like what it looks like today without his help, so I'm really grateful that he's here with me. So with that, I suppose I'm about ready to jump into the game. I can give you a countdown if we're getting started. Are we ready?
Yep, whenever you're ready.
All right, great. So we are going to be running any percent on the casual difficulty. I'll let you know what that is when we get into the game. But for now, I'm going to hit go, and the screen's going to fade to black, and we're going to have time start on that fade. So get ready. So 3, 2, 1, go. And first thing we're doing is just skipping a cutscene right there. And we've got this little opening intro scene. We skipped the cinematic cutscene, but we still have to wait through this. The first level we're going to jump into is 1-1, and this level, like any good 1-1, is really just a basic tutorial to the mechanics. So here we're just going to see the basic movement in the game. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a lot of spinning. So this spin move is basically just like your roll move from Donkey Kong Country. It's fast. You can hit enemies with it. When you hit enemies, you go even faster. And that's going to be the primary move that we want to use for most of the run, and we can also jump. And of course, just like Donkey Kong Country games, we can spin off of platforms and then jump in midair. So that's kind of our primary movement mechanics. And the other thing that we have is we have this little float move, which just makes us slow fall. So the main character in this game is very similar to Dixie Kong from the DKC series. The main character in this game, now Kaze to me, that spells Kaze, so I'm pretty sure I'm saying it wrong. In fact, the developers of the game have confirmed that it is supposed to be Kaze, but go ahead and fight me in chat about that. Is it Kaze? Is it Kaze? Let me know what you think. We're going to be jumping into 1-2 here, and I wanted to talk about that casual mode difficulty. Kavalka, do you want to explain the difference between casual and original mode?
Yeah, sure. So as you can see, there's a little floating guy on our side, and it functions basically like a shield to us. So in casual mode, we can take 2 damage, and a third damage would kill us and reset us to the latest checkpoint. But on the original difficulty, we only have 1 shield, and that's it. Also, there's 3 checkpoints on casual mode and just 1 checkpoint on original mode. So casual mode is basically more showcase friendly. So if we die, we don't lose a lot of time.
Yeah, definitely. So original is kind of the more popular main run category here, but casual is going to be easier for us because I can take extra damage, and if I do die, then I don't go as far back. So we're going to be jumping into the next level here. 1-3 is actually a bonus level, and we don't have to play any of the bonus levels in any percent. So we're skipping straight ahead to 1-4, and this level is going to be the first level where we pick up a mask. It's going to be the bird mask. And the masks in this game are very much like the animal buddies in Donkey Kong Country, so they change up our movement. None of them are optional power-ups in this game, they're all required. But anyone who's played DKC 2 or 3 should understand very quickly what's going on here. The bird mask is just like Squawks, so you can mash your jump button to fly up. You can fly left and right, and you also have an attack. We're not going to be using the attack in this level because every time that she attacks, she has to stop for a moment, and there's actually nothing we need to hit in this level, but we will see that later on in the run. The other thing to mention during this time is actually just to quickly talk about the collectibles. So you can see there's these little red gems around, and there's also the letters. So there's 3 types of collectibles in this game. The red gems, you need 100 of them in each level to get like the red gem achievement for that level. There's the 4 letters, K, Z, and E, that you need to collect for that. And then there are actually 2 bonuses in each level that give you a green gem, and those are needed to unlock the bonus level, the one that we're skipping. In any percent, we actually do not want to collect any of the collectibles because that end screen where it tallies up our score, that end screen, if we collect more collectibles, then it wastes more time on that end screen. So in any percent, we're trying to avoid them. But if you're doing like a 100% run, or if you're just trying to finish the game 100%, then you're going to need to collect all of those collectibles in each level. So now we're moving on to 1-5, and this is a vertical level, Vine Climb, and this level showcases the final piece of movement tech that we didn't talk about, which is the ground pound. Kavalka, you want to explain to them how the ground pound works?
Okay, so there's 2 basic techniques that Death Control has explained earlier, and there's the ground pound, which is very useful when we want to reach higher platforms. So when we use the ground pound, our character gets a bit higher, and we can reach some platforms that we should take some more time to reach. And this will help us skip a lot of this level right here.
That's a big skip. That skips a lot right there. You have to take damage to get that little extra height just from getting popped up by the damage, and you have to ground pound, and it skips having to go all the way around. So yeah, the ground pound's really helpful. It's a very multifunctional move. Occasionally we will use it even to go down, but we do use it to get that extra height from going up quite a lot, especially in the vertical levels. So the next level is a pretty straightforward platforming level. It's called Lights On, Lights Off. We have these light mechanics which kind of activate or deactivate the enemies. It's a lot like Stop and Go Station from the original Donkey Kong Country game. And in this level, it'd be really good to just talk about how the individual levels work, because it's a good thing to understand just for reference. Kavalka, do you want to briefly explain just how the IL runs work in this game?
So after you complete a level, you can replay that level, and there will be a small clock right at the beginning, basically like Crash the Bandicoot time trials, I would say. And you can pick up the clock and you run the level as fast as possible. There's the gold medal, silver medal, and it doesn't matter which difficulty you are playing, because you only will get 1 shield, and that's it. Everything from the level is removed, and you can only take 1 point of damage. It's like playing on original mode, but there's no hurt in the level.
So since there's no extra hearts in the IL, you only get 1 heart. That means that for each IL, if you're going to do a damage boost somewhere, that there's only 1 place where you can do it. But in full game runs, there's extra hearts, so you can take more than 1 damage boost. And one thing I really love about this game is that the damage boosts are actually really important in a lot of the runs, and I will be going for a lot of them, because it's really cool, because you can get like a good time just kind of playing safe and avoiding it. But if you really want to go for like a top time, you usually have to play super aggressive and take damage boosts somewhere. So A lot of times when I'm taking damage, it's intentional. I'm not sure how easily that is to see over the stream, but am doing a lot of intentional damage boosts. So this is 1-7. This is the first level with water, and we're going to be introduced to the Shark Mask. The Shark Mask, you can almost think about like On Guard from DKC, but she's a bit different. And in the water, when we're playing as the rabbit, we just want to stay out of the water because she swims really slow. But the shark, we have this cool movement technique when we exit the water, we can get a bunch of speed. I call it a shark super dash. We're going to see if we get it right here. There's 3 times we're going to use it in this level. I kind of got it right there. And boom, that was good. So that big speed boost right there saves a lot of time. And it's just because popping out of the water is kind of glitchy. And you just basically dash and then you jump out shortly after, and it just transfers a lot of the speed into your jump. So that one, not as good as it could have been, but not bad. So that saved a good amount of time in the aisle, and it's actually pretty hard to hit. It took me a lot of practice to get that. Take damage there on accident, no big deal. Still got that extra heart. And here we're actually going to have some bullets coming at us. We can just slip through them, just like that. Just because the hitboxes in this game are kind of funky sometimes. And just like that, we're going to be out of 1-7, and we're going into our first boss. So this is Mother Mona. The boss coming up, and basically what I want to say about this boss is just that the first thing about this game is that there's actually no RNG in it. Everything is completely fixed. There's a little asterisk on that. There is one small instance of RNG, which I'll point out when we get there, but the boss patterns are totally fixed. She does the same exact thing every time. All the other bosses are like that. It looks random, but it's not. Totally fixed. And the other thing about this boss is there's a way to get quick hits off on this boss, which are kind of risky. I'm going to be going for them. But basically, if you see these kind of green leaves in the background on the trees, those leaves are actually going to turn into platforms during the boss's vulnerable phase, and we're supposed to climb up the platforms. But I can actually just jump straight through and hit the boss, and you're going to see this in just a moment. First, we have to dodge these spiky things, and then the boss is going to come down and become vulnerable. And we're just going to jump straight in there and hit her, just like that. Skip going over the platforms. So the thing is, that only saves about 1.5 seconds, and it's incredibly risky. The reason why is because if you get hit by the fire, you take damage. Taking damage is just taking damage. As long as you have some hearts, you won't die. But if you touch the boss directly, for some reason, the boss exits the vulnerable phase and just flies away and completely resets the cycle, and you don't get any damage off on her. So shoutouts to Minfin. So you really want to make sure that if you're going for these, that if you're going to get hit, you hit the fire and not the boss, because if you touch the boss and just get the phase reset, you can lose like 20 or 25 seconds to that, all for, just a 1.5 second gain. It's quite risky. So I haven't taken any damage so far. I'm actually going to take damage intentionally in just a moment. So there's one reason why I do this. At the end of the level, if you don't take any damage, there's some text which says no damage, and that text appearing wastes a little bit of time. So if you're in a situation where you can just kind of easily take damage, then we can save that text appearing. It's a tiny time save. It's like less than half a second, but, might as well just take damage and skip that. So
good boss fight.
Thank you.
Really good.
That went well. That, like I said, that could go really bad if the phase gets reset. That can go really bad. So this fanfare here, we just kind of have to wait, and we're moving on to Island 2. There's 4 islands in this game, by the way. Island 2, this is actually my favorite island. This is like the Snow Island, and we're going to be introduced to one of my favorite songs in the game, in this level, the Snow Song. And this level also has ice physics, but we're going to be spinning so much you probably won't really see it. It's actually the only level with ice physics. But it's a generally fun level. We have these carrots attacking us, and actually one thing that I wanted to cover really quick during this level is just the way that, like, the cycles work. So anytime that you have, like, moving enemies and stuff like that, Kavalka, do you want to talk about the cycles real quick?
Other than the RNG, there's no RNG in this game. Another really good thing is that the cycles are local. So the enemies only start working when you are close to them. So you don't need to rush, you don't need to go really fast so you can, I lost the cycle. No. You can take your time and you still get a good cycle of enemies.
Yep, I think it's one of the best design decisions in this game because it's like if you mess up, it's not gonna mess you up later in the level. And also, if you find a time save somewhere, then you don't have to worry about what's going on later in the level because the enemies are gonna end up in the same place. So they all spawn just locally. And now we're moving on to 2-2 slingshot rides. So this level introduces the slingshots. The slingshots are very much like the barrel cannons from Donkey Kong Country. So you have the ones that auto-fire you, and you have the ones that you fire on your own. And generally, when you enter the slingshot, there's like a small delay before it fires you. And what that means is the ones that fire us horizontally are good. If they shoot us to the right, they're good because they shoot pretty fast. But the ones that shoot us straight up, we kind of want to avoid, so we're going to be trying to skip those as much as we can. We're going to take damage here to skip those slingshots. And that's kind of a casual only strat because we're also going to be taking damage here. So now we're just abusing the 2 HP thing that we have. So both of those damage boosts are intentional. They skip us a little bit of hanging out in the slingshots. That one we have to take. And now we are going to need to use the ground pound in a few instances to get that little extra height to get us up to those slingshots right there. And again, that's where the ground pound is just a super useful multi-tool because it just gets us that little extra height. We're going to take damage here intentionally so we can spin through that guy. Some of these damage boosts are like super minor, but we've got a lot of health. We might as well put it to good use. That's 2-2 Slingshot Ride. That level went pretty well. The next level coming up is 2-4 Tiger Popsicle. My split name for this level is Best Level because this level is awesome. I think everybody loves this level. This is actually this is the one instance of RNG in this game, which I'll briefly explain. There's some falling icicles, and they kind of all fall at the same time, but some fall a little bit before the others. And if you get very lucky, you can actually just like charge at them and pass right through without taking any damage. Now, in the full game run, I've actually got... So here we go. Let's see if I take damage. Boom! No damage. Excellent. That's the good RNG right there. I'm so glad that happened on the show. We're going to do that one more time, and let's see if I take any damage. All right, that time I took damage. So, since we've got extra hearts in the full game run, it doesn't matter that much if we take damage, but in the IO, we only got that one heart. And that means that in order to get like a solid like top time in the IO... Well, what I've done in my PB is I have gone through those 2 spots and just kept resetting until I got the good RNG both times. I did not mean to take damage there, but that's okay. And so here we have the Tiger Mask. Kavalka, do you want to explain the Tiger Mask real quick?
Okay, so when we have the Tiger Mask, we cannot float anymore, and instead of this beam, we have this dash. We can dash in the air, and we can dash while we are in the ground. And other than that, we can now climb walls. So it's a really fun mask. You can go zooming through the level really fast.
Yeah, I think the Tiger Mask is like everybody's favorite mask. It's a lot of fun. And I've got some damage boost routed in here. That damage was intentional. We're going to do another damage boost right up here just because we have this extra health and we don't really need it. So we're just damage boosting just so that we can scoot along the floor like that and ignore the platforms, not have to wait for them. So this level is really fun in full game because you get so many hearts and you get so many damage boosts that it just becomes really fast. It's cool.
So with the masks, do you keep them throughout the rest of the level? Is there a time limit, or is there a way that you can lose the mask in that particular world or level?
Yeah. The mask is just fixed to the certain part of the level, so once you pick it up, you're the mask for the rest of the level, basically. So it's not exactly like a power-up, it's more just like an alternate gameplay section. That's how you should think about it. And this level is 2-5 Ropes of Hope. My split name for this level is Ropes of Dope, because this level is dope. I freaking love this level. It's basically a rope auto-scroller, but we are not doing very much auto-scrolling. We're going to be skipping a lot of these ropes, just using these movement mechanics that we have. We're going to be taking damage right here, and you can see, like, how many ropes have I actually, like, ridden on so far? Like, none of them. Like, we're just skipping them all.
I also enjoy how the enemies are all kind of like different types of food, from what I've seen.
Oh, yeah! Thanks for pointing that out. Yeah, the enemies are all vegetables. The red guys that you see, these guys right here, everyone thinks they're tomatoes. They're actually beets. The tomatoes are the guys with the bazookas. I think we've seen them already, I'm not sure, but we'll see them soon. And so here's this big damage boost at the end to skip that whole auto-scrolling section. You can see I only took 1 damage, which means that strat is viable and original, and that's going to be actually the ILD boost, is that one right there.
Amazing.
So that was a good level. That went really well.
Yeah.
Next up, 2-6 Arctic Blizzard. So this level introduces Sideways Wind, which is pretty intuitive. It pushes you around. And it's also a bird mask level. And there's this really interesting wind boost that you can get later on in the level. Kavalka, do you want to explain the strat for getting that wind boost?
Okay, so currently the strat for getting that boost is just hope that you get the wind boost, because we at the moment don't know how to do that consistently. So
Yep.
on ILs, we just hope we get the boost, and well, if we
Here
don't,
goes.
we just reset.
Didn't get it. The wind can push you all the way into the mask, and we have no idea why it works. And yeah, the strat is just reset until you get it. One thing this game could really use is this community. We could really use some glitch hunters, because there are several things that we honestly don't fully understand in this game. Certain mechanics that we just don't exactly know how they work. And anybody who's like good at finding glitches, or anyone who can tear apart the code and figure out how things work, like, we could really use you to help us figure out how some of these things work. That's one of them. We don't know why or how the wind boost works, but we got it in our PBs by just resetting until we got it. So it would have been sick if I got it, unfortunate, but that's okay. So that's going to be the end of this level. Next level is going to be Forgotten Mask. That's going to introduce... So we're about to be introduced to the final mask in this game, which is the Lizard Mask. The Lizard Mask is an auto-scroller, but it's a very interesting auto-scroller. So it's similar to the minecart levels from Donkey Kong Country. You just move to the right automatically. And when you're going down slopes, you speed up, and when you're going up slopes, you slow down. So what we want to do is we actually want to go down the slope to speed up, but then we want to preserve that speed. And we can do that by bunny hopping. No pun intended, by the way. So the two main mechanics that you have on the Lizard Mask are the double jump and this dive move. And the thing is that I'm going to continue bunny hopping. We ride the downslopes, and then we're going to keep diving at the ground and jumping. And the reason that I'm doing that is because when you dive into the ground, you actually get like a huge buffer window, and you can basically just hold your jump button. You don't have to really time the jump at all. That damage was intentional. Again, that was just about the that damage was just about getting rid of the no damage at the end of the level. That's the only reason I take damage there. But yeah, we have the maximum speed right now, and we're basically just continuing to ground pound to try to keep it. And it ends up making this a pretty fast level. In fact, maybe when I get to the end, I can slow down very, very briefly just to show you what the normal movement speed is.
So there was a good question in chat, actually. So was wondering, what all can you get this game on? Because you're playing it on PC. Is it available on the consoles in any way, shape, or form?
All right, thank you for asking. Yes, so this game is available on Steam for $19.99. It is 1 penny less than $20. And it is available on all platforms. You can get it on Switch, you can get it on PlayStation and Xbox. I think it might even be available on the older generations of those consoles. I don't think you need PS5 or Series X. So it's available anywhere. It is most popular, the speedrun on the PC is most popular because we have an auto splitter and load remover. However, we have a leaderboard for consoles as well. So if you just want to play it casually, it's not that long of a game. You can beat it 100% in not too many hours, and then if you want to get into the speedrun, you can start with the Isles because we have that in-game leaderboard, so it's a really great way to start. So it's available anywhere.
And I know you're on PC, and I'm assuming you're doing keyboard mouse. Is it for speedrunning purposes? Is it better to do keyboard mouse or controller, or does it matter at all?
Well, I personally am a little bit of a keyboard supremacist, so I will say it is objectively better on the keyboard. But that being said, I think Kavalka might disagree with me.
Yeah, I prefer to play platforms on controller, so I'm a controller person.
There is one advantage that I will admit to the controller players having, which is the Shark Mask actually has 360 movement. So if you have the analog stick, you have access to that. So I'm at a little bit of a disadvantage because I don't have access to the 360 movement on the Shark, but you know what? That doesn't stop me. And you can totally play it on a controller if you're on the PC. very accessible to any type of play style. But me, yeah, I play on WASD. I'm into the keyboard. So anyways, that level went really fast, but you know what? There isn't a whole lot to say about that level. It's pretty straightforward. Now we're on to the boss. I'm going to just briefly explain with this boss. Again, the patterns are totally fixed, not random. This is Buck. And what we have to do with Buck is we have those 2 beats. Those beats are going to show up and we're going to hit them. And when we hit them, his cheeks are going to puff up. So watch him in the background. There he goes. His cheek puffs up just like that. When we hit the second one, Buck is going to come attack us. And then we're going to hit Buck. And then we're going to have to do that 3 times. With this boss, for some reason, we recently found that in the first phase and in the third phase, you can actually hit Buck when he's off screen, and that saves a lot of time, because once he comes on screen, we have to wait for him to kind of face towards us, and that wastes a little bit of time. So now I'm going to hit the second beat. I know it's coming in right here, and I'm going to time this shot and see if I can hit him off screen. Just like that, and we got it. Excellent. So he doesn't even come on screen, he just flies away. The second phase, no matter how much I've tried, I have not figured out how to do it, and I'm not sure if it's possible. And that's another thing, like, we could really use a glitch hunter in this game, somebody who can break it apart and figure out, like, if it's possible to hit him off screen in the second phase, because I've tried and I can't do it, but the first and third phase, I can do it. So, again, these patterns are totally fixed. I've got kind of a spot where I like to hang out. I like to hang out sort of in this bottom right corner. Fly under these guys. And we've got the set of 3 coming up from the middle, and the set of 2, and then the set of 3. I'm just naming the pumpkins coming up from the middle, set of 2, and then it's going to be the set of 3, and then it's going to be another set of 3, and then it's going to be the guy that we got to hit, and we're just going to stomp him, and then Buck is going to come on screen, and we have to wait for him because I don't know how to hit him off screen, and he's going to face towards us, and we're going to kind of hit him in the forehead just like that. And that's the second phase done. Now the wind is going to go away, and for the third phase, we're going to have the pumpkins coming at us from all angles. And we're just waiting for that 1 beat to show up. And there he is. And next, we're going to have the pumpkins attacking us diagonally. And we're going to be going for that off-screen hit. And actually, Midnight Vesper, I can throw it over to you for some announcements. You got about a minute?
Yeah, so we do have some stuff. First of all, if you all are watching this here on YouTube, hello, YouTube. How are you all doing? We are live streaming, of course, all on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick. If you're interested in looking at the live content, all of our shows are starting most nights at 7 p.m. Eastern and weekends at 1 p.m. Eastern. And of course, do not forget that your subscriptions, gift subs, Prime Gaming subs, and bits always help support the weekly Hotfix content. If you're interested in Hotfix, go ahead and please support the channel. And of course, we also if you have any ideas of maybe a one-off show or maybe a show that you would like to have on Hotfix, you can go to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix to submit all of those ideas.
Awesome, thank you so much. Yeah, support Games Done Quick. It's a great organization. So, we're coming into Island 3 here. This island is kind of like the Toxic theme. It's called Toxic Tide. And we're starting off here with the Shark level. So, Kavalka, what are your thoughts on this level?
Yeah, there's nothing much we can say about this level other than we can skip a lot of it and just by taking a damage boost. Mm-hmm. Or there's sometimes we can just go past some gaps, you'll see later in the level, and we don't have to take damage at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like here, I guess? No.
Yup, we're gonna just slip past this guy, no damage, just like that. And this guy we can also slip past without taking damage, but it's slightly faster to take damage, so we might as well. And now we're going to have the fish chasing us. Have we met the fish yet? Is this the first level where he shows up?
Yep.
I can't even remember. Okay, so now we meet the fish dude. We don't have a name for him yet. We might need to name him eventually. Yeah, basically we are just so fast as the shark that we just outrun him. But don't worry, he'll be back later. That is a really hard level, honestly. It's a really hard level to optimize. Shark movement in general is very hard to optimize. Most of what you want to do with the shark movement is not be turning too much and just go directly straight in the direction that you want to be moving. And it's pretty tough, especially in that level, squeezing through those little gaps and optimizing where you take the damage boosts. It's pretty tough. And speaking of optimizations, actually, this is a really interesting level that is quite optimized. Kavalko, you got any thoughts on this level?
Yeah, it was really hard to get a time solo, and Dev Control actually found some stuff to do so you can improve even further your time.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think it has reached its lowest possible.
Yeah, for sure. This level, the IL time right now is a 125. Both of us have 125s, and yeah, I don't think 124 is possible. That's my strat right there, spinning through that guy. And so basically, when I first started running this game, I found that strat, and I went and snatched the world record. But I had done some other things which were slow, so Kavalka took it back. And then after like a few months later, honestly, I came back to this level and finally took the record back. So, by the way, I just want to say that my goal for this run is to do really well on every level which I have world record on. If you want to know which levels those are, you can go to speedrun.com/Kaze or Kaze/levels. And also, yeah, let's real quick talk about Kavalka. Where can people find us?
Yeah, Dev Control said you can check us on speedrun.com/Kaze, and there will be a Discord link there where we runners hang out. And if you really like this game, you can join us. And if you have any questions, please ask us. We will be glad to help.
Yeah, thank you. Please join us. It's so fun to have other people playing this game. Not a whole lot of runners are super active right now. We're really happy to help. It's a really easy game to get into, and we're really happy when people join and just start looking for things. Because like I said, there is a lot still to be found in this game. I found a lot myself. Kavalka found a lot, and like there's a lot of mysteries, and we know that there's a lot of like optimizations that can be found here. So we're really happy to have you if you want to join. So this level is 3-3 Scales Showdown. It might resemble level 3-3 from another game that you might know of. And these scales are pretty self-explanatory. We don't really need to use any of them, to be honest, in terms of like raising or lowering the levels. At least in the any percent. In 100%, you need to use like a couple of them. But for the most part, we can just kind of fly through. And that's one of the things I really love about this game, is just that the basic movement set you have is like so all-encompassing and functional that like there's some intended ways to do things that the developers put in, but like your basic movement set is so good that you oftentimes don't really need to like you get little skips, and it makes the speedrun so fun. This level is, so this is 3-5 Gusty Cliffs, and this is a Tiger Mask level. This level, so I have a funny split name for this level. My split name is Buffer Buffet, and the reason why it's called that is because this level sometimes just kind of eats your inputs. I'm not really sure why, but it just kind of does. This game has a couple weird behaviors with inputs sometimes, and this level seems to be one of the ones that those behaviors show up. However, it is mostly just a straightforward Tiger level, and everybody loves Tiger levels. That right there is called Wall Skip, because we skipped the wall. We got the fast cycle there, take damage here, intentionally, and we are moving along.
I just want you all to know that chat is really enjoying Kaze right now.
That's awesome, thank you. I do not have the chat up. I can't see what everyone is saying, but I'm excited to see the replay later. I'm so glad you guys are enjoying this game. Thank you so much for being out here supporting me. And you know what? I'm going to let you know right now, I really don't want to jinx it, but we're on a pretty good pace right now, so we'll see how it goes. We haven't died yet, but we're on a good pace. But okay, 3-6, so this is a vertical level. My split name for this is Ground Pound Town, and you're about to see why. I'm not going to talk too much for this level, it's really hard. Kavalka, feel free to say anything you want to say about this level.
Sorry, my Discord. Can you say again?
We are on Ground Pound Town.
Oh yeah, so Toxic Lake is a very technical level. As we said earlier, you get a little extra height when you do a ground pound, and we are using as much ground pound as possible here to reach platforms and rings that we should take more time to reach. And yeah, this level is very hard, very technical.
Yeah, I think my IL PB has 18 ground pounds or something in it. It's a lot.
Yeah.
We're taking damage here.
So that was really well. I have to ask, on the rings that you're using to go up, are they onion rings by chance?
Sure, why not? Yeah. Yeah, they're onion rings. I never thought about that. That's brilliant. That is brilliant. I love it. Onion rings. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to call them that from now on.
Good idea.
Alright, so after that intense level, we get a mellow auto-scroller. Thank goodness. This is the one and only platform auto-scroller in the game. It's mostly straightforward. However, there's a couple things to talk about in this level. So, first of all, the camera in this level is fixed on the platform. And in this level, we find out that actually enemy behavior, remember how enemy cycles are all local? Well, they actually depend on the camera, not on the character position. As well as, so when the platform reaches the end of its track, there's 3 separate platforms and there are some transitional parts, and you can actually run ahead of the platform, but if you do that, you will actually break the camera, and we're going to see the first instance of that right here. We're just going to spin under this guy, float to the platform, hit the checkpoint, and now we're off screen, and I died, unfortunately, but that's okay because I just hit the checkpoint, and that lost probably 1 or 2 seconds, really no big deal at all. In fact, that's actually kind of a funny glitch. In that spot specifically, running in front of the platform kills you. So that's just funny that it happens. I haven't quite figured out how to control it. But yeah, another glitch too that we needed to understand. But anyways, later on in the level, at the end of the level, there's going to be a whole platforming section where we can do like 15 seconds of it like all blind. And it saves a lot of time, but it's incredibly hard. I'm not going to go for it because if I die, it loses a lot of time. However, if you want to see what that looks like, all the off-screen platforming, you can watch my ILPB of this level. It's pretty nuts. And so this is going to be the third and final auto-scrolling platform. One more small technical thing. Every time you stomp enemies, you get 2 freeze frames. Those freeze frames stop the IL clock, but they do not stop the live split clock. So that means in ILs, feel free to stomp them. In full game runs, you want to actually avoid the enemies because you lose 2 frames every time you hit one. We're going to do a little bit of off-screen shenanigans right here and jump right into the platform just like that.
Wow.
So that wasn't too bad. I lost 4 seconds on that level over the death. That's very minor. We're still on a good pace here. So we're jumping into another auto-scroller. This is going to be Lizard Mask, and this level is going to be pretty much the same thing we saw in the first Lizard Mask level. We're just going to be picking up the speed from the slope and keeping it as long as we can. Kavalka, why don't you tell them about the fish and how the fish works in this level?
Oh yeah, our friendly fish. And so when we touch the red plants, the fish accelerates a little bit, so it reaches you a little faster. But when you touch the white plants, the fish simply stops. But we are going so fast here and taking speed from slopes that it doesn't matter how many red plants we touch. And there's something very interesting about this level. There's something really interesting about this level is that there are actually 2 fishes, and we hopefully will get to see both of them on the same screen.
Unfortunately, I lost my speed, and we're not going to get the double fish glitch. I didn't quite catch the first slope correctly, but we're going to be able to speed up here again. So we're now going to get full speed. Unfortunately, I can't show you the double fish glitch. But yeah, at this point, basically, we're going so fast that this fish cannot catch us. We can hit a bunch of reds, and he will not be able to catch us. Oh, no. Okay. Well, we messed this level up a little bit, but we're not going to be losing too much time if I don't die again.
You got this.
No big deal.
Yeah, you got this.
No big deal. That's okay. It's honestly a hard level. Like, just because it's an auto-scroller, it doesn't mean you just get to fall asleep during this level. Like, and these levels, honestly, these lizard levels, I did not really like them until I, like, practiced them a lot. And, once I, like, really learned the levels, I actually really started to like them. They're a lot of fun. But they're hard. So, okay, that could have been better, but oh my goodness, it could have been way worse. So, we're still on a good pace here. We're going into the Island 3 boss, and we're soon going to be done with Island 3. Kavalka, why don't you tell them about Olaf? Olaf the Onion.
Olaf has the best music in the entire game, at least for me. And as all bosses and all levels in this game, there's no RNG, so it's pretty standard fight, and we can only hit him when he gets off the wall, when you see later. And there's no way to optimize this fight, at least as we know the game now. So we just wait and hit, and there we go.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that there's really no optimizations in this boss actually makes it like the easiest boss. Because in the first boss, we had to get those quick hits in. In the second boss, we had to do the off-screen hits. This guy, we pretty much just chill and wait. The last boss is just plain hard. Sorry, go on. What were you going to say?
I was just about to comment about how much the animations are on the enemies and how much I really enjoy them. And sure enough, Justin about to chat also says the exact same thing. They're so expressive.
I totally agree with you. The art style in this game is absolutely fantastic, and the music is beautiful too. I really love the music in this game, but it's a beautiful game. Olaf is such a funky looking boss too. So ideally we don't want to take any damage in this boss. It's usually not too hard to not take damage. There we go. So ideally we don't want to take damage because we do want to take a damage boost at the beginning of the next level. So I'll try and explain that real quick. The beginning of the next level we have this vertical section, and so that means we're doing ground pounds. And we have a couple really precise ground pounds to kind of get up to these enemies. It's going to be the armored beats. And then we have another one where we do a ground pound to take damage. And that second ground pound, Kavalka found, and the first couple ground pounds were strats that I found. Although Kavalka found that strat first. So hopefully this goes well. So this is going to be a bird mask level. But right at the beginning, we've got this pretty tough vertical section. Let's see how it goes. This is honestly, I've lost some runs here. It's pretty tough getting this far into the level. Or this far into the run. Okay, there we go. Alright, there's the first one. There's the second one. And the damage boost. There we go. Breaks the camera a little bit, and we're up. Okay.
Wow.
It's not over. So this level is a bird mask level, but there's a lot of really tight, precise spots where we kind of squeeze in past some of the cycles. And there is another spot where we're going to take another damage boost, which I think is the developer intended damage boost. It's the intended spot where you're supposed to take a damage boost in the aisles, but that one that I used earlier on is actually faster. So in the aisle, in my aisle PB, I use that one instead of using this later one, but we're coming up on it. So first you see we just skip past the side there. That one's pretty loose. That one's pretty easy to get. This one's a lot more precise. And I took damage there, unfortunately, but it's totally okay to take damage there because there's a checkpoint right here and there's another heart coming up. So that's not going to be, we're not losing anything by taking damage there. And right here, we've got some cycles that we're supposed to wait on. But in this spot, we're just going to go ahead and take damage and fly right through. And then we're going to knock out that Pickle Rick right there. Those guys are totally Pickle Ricks, by the way, in case you thought they were anything else. They're Pickle Ricks. Knock out this Pickle Rick. And we are nearing the end of the level.
You know, I was thinking that.
Yeah, they're definitely Pickle Ricks. And this one is kind of precise. Got to fly through the corner right there, no big deal. And now we're basically just going to be flying around these fireballs. And we can rush the next one. So we can just barely beat that guy out, and we're out of there. All right, that was pretty good.
Nice.
Very
It's
nice
impressive
job.
because I always take damage on these diagonal shooting guys for some reason.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that part is pretty hard. Fortunately, we got that extra HP in casual mode, so I don't get too nervous about it, but it's tough. So I'm not really caring about the heart in this level. So my split name for this level is lamenting the fact that Kaze has very low corner correction in this game. If you don't hit the platform, like if you go for the edge of a platform and you're not like firmly on the platform, you get pushed off and you're dying. And in a level where you want to, just like that. Fortunately, I didn't die, but that is exactly what I was talking about. And yeah, in this IL, in order to really, really optimize it, you have to make very precise jumps, and you want to land as soon as you can so that you can start spinning. And yeah, you get killed by the corners a lot. So the enemies aren't really a threat in this level. The corners are. That's kind of my joke about this level. We are riding on a couple zip lines. There's a nice coyote jump that we can do later on, but I'm not going to go for it because it's really hard and it only saves maybe about a second. Right here, we just wait and then bounce off of the jellies there. And yeah, this is definitely one of my bottom favorite aisles to grind, I would say. It's really tough, but we got through it with no problems. And now we're on to 4-3 Jelly Dungeon. This next level is all bouncy jellies, which means that there's no like spinning or anything, which means that basically the best way to optimize it is just to hold right. And it's very hard to squeeze out like any frames in this level to really improve your time. It's very difficult. And in this level, there was a runner who actually had broke the 118 barrier. So every other runner had a 119 on this except for one runner, and that runner is Sheldon's Pet Rock. Shoutouts to them. They did not appear in the Discord, they didn't have any videos, and they had a bunch of top times. I think they had the entire Island 4 sweep, they had all the top times, and some things we just did not know what they did. We just didn't know like how they got their times. Let's do this is kind of a swag skip right here. Perfect. That's saves almost no time. It's entirely swag. Yeah, so Sheldon's Pet Rock had all the top times in these levels, and I finally reached out to them on Steam and asked, like, how did you get your top times? And they shared their strats with me, and I was really grateful for that because they had found some actually really incredible strats. One which is coming up in a couple levels, which I'll show you. It's a skip that I call Sheldon Skip in honor of them for finding that.
I just appreciate that name.
Yep, Sheldon's Pet Rock. And they eventually joined the Discord server and said hi, so we're really grateful to somebody who actually did a lot to push this game forward and like found things for us without, you know, like without like showing it off at all until I asked. And I'm very grateful that they shared their strats with me. This level is Zip Lizard. So in this level, this is another lizard level. This is the last lizard level. By the way, all of the masks make one final appearance in Island 4. And in this level, we actually we don't have any slopes. So we're basically moving at just kind of the default speed for the lizard for most of this level, and that's why I'm not going to be bunny hopping, because I'm just moving at the normal speed. However, there is one tiny slope right before the checkpoint, which we can get a little bit of extra speed on, and we can go a bit faster. And because it's right before the checkpoint, it's very annoying, because if you're trying to practice a level, once you collect the checkpoint, you can't go back to get the slope. So if you want to practice like the speed strat, you have to restart the level, which makes it kind of a grind to learn the strat. So because we have these banana bills coming at us, basically most of the level is built around our speed being constant. And here we're speeding up. So we're gonna oh no, I died, my bad. Alright, well, we're not gonna get to show off that strat then because we can't get the speed boost. But what I was saying was, the speed in this level is really built on like going a very certain speed because we have these banana bills coming under us. And if you're going at a different speed, they're going to be moving at a different speed relative to you. So it kind of breaks the level to get that speed boost. But if you get it and you can cross that gap, you can actually keep it for a good part of the level. And it can cut a few seconds off of the time. But it's quite difficult to do. It takes a lot of practice. And it probably only saves a handful of seconds.
Yeah.
I real quick, I just now noticed when you said those banana bills, I thought they were corn.
Are they? I thought they were bananas.
Kavalka,
tiebreaker. Oh no, I'm dead. All right, we got a casual mode checkpoint though. I didn't quite get the jump I needed, but it's okay. We got a casual mode checkpoint. We're gonna be right back there in no time. Are they corn? I always thought they were bananas. So I call them banana bills because they're like bullet bills, but bananas. The other guys, no, they're not corn. I know they're not corn because the corn enemy is the claptrap.
Yeah.
Those guys are corn trap.
Yeah.
That's corn trap. This is banana bill. That's corn trap. All right, there you go. Problem solved. These guys are bananas. All right, we're out of there. Didn't lose too much time. Don't worry, we're totally gonna make the estimate. We're still on a pretty good pace. I'm not gonna lie. I'm about 45 seconds behind my PB, but that's a pretty good pace right now. So now we're coming into the last shark mask level, and this level is tough. This level is just a lot of really tight movement, and the enemies are positioned in a way where you can't like chain shark dashes together. You really have to like space them out properly. Just because if you're not doing a shark dash when you hit an enemy, then you're not gonna kill it. You'll take damage. So you have to like really deal with the spacing of the shark mask, and even this platforming part before getting to the shark mask is pretty tough. So here we go. We've got Fishy chasing us again. We can move so fast as the shark that that's not really going to be a problem for us. But yeah, most of this level is just really tight shark movement. And you also can't buffer shark dashes, for the record. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to play a little safe here. We've got a checkpoint and another heart coming up.
I appreciate the beats that have snorkels.
Oh yeah, the underwater beats. Totally. And the spikes do too, don't they? The green spikes?
Do they?
I think they do. Oh, we're not going to see anymore. Too bad. All right, well, go back and check that one out later. So this level actually went pretty well. I took damage one time I didn't want to, but we're out of there. So the next level, all right, so the next level is going to be the final Tiger Mask level, 4-6 Circuit Capers, and this level is where that skip is. I'll point it out when we get there. Hopefully we're going to nail it first try. We basically have all these moving platforms, and there is a cycle skip, and we had no idea, like, we could not find it. Kavalka and I were both looking to try and figure out where the cycle skip was, and we could not find it, and that other runner had found it, and eventually shared it with us. And it cut a good amount of time off the IL. I think it saved around something like maybe 7 seconds, maybe 8 seconds off the IL. So it's quite a big save.
It skips a lot of the level.
Yeah, you cannot, like, you basically can't beat your time. You can't beat a time with the skip if you're not using it. Okay. So, it's just a really difficult level, honestly. I mean, you have these moving platforms, but there's all these skips you can do. So, the skip is coming up. What we're going to do is we're going to walk off the platform and coyote jump, because in addition to spin jumping, you also have coyote jumps in this game. We obviously can't spin jump when we're the Tiger Mask. So we're going to walk off and coyote jump right here, and then we're going to coyote jump off this one as well. Grab the wall, climb up, and make it to that platform. That's the cycle skip right there.
Awesome.
And that is tough. I'm really glad that I got that. That is a difficult strat. It saves a good amount of time. So, this part is just kind of a vertical auto-scrolling part. we are going to do a small skip here, taking damage just to get up a little bit faster, which again moves the camera up and spawns these next platforms in just a little bit earlier. And once we hop on these platforms, we're going to ride it to the top, and we're going to be out of the level in just a moment.
Explain how you did that, where you're kind of bouncing on the wall in that one spot, so you can stay in your position.
That's just, so the Tiger Mask just grabs the wall, and you can just jump. So part of the wall, I didn't really point this out, but part of the wall has kind of a tiger blocker where you can't climb on it. So I had just reached the top of the part that I could climb, and I was just jumping up, unable to grab on the tiger blocker. That was basically all it was.
Okay.
Yeah. So this level is this is a very hard level, 4-7, and this is actually the final level before the boss. So we're almost done. We're almost done with this run. We're gonna grab this heart. There's actually only one heart in this level. There's no heart after the checkpoint, and I'm gonna go for a pretty crazy IL strat right here. If I don't get it, there will be a casual mode checkpoint. So we got it. Awesome. Okay.
Nice.
That is difficult. If I died there, I would have respawned right there, so it's not too risky in casual mode. But it's kind of like a crazy IL strat, and I would never go for that if I was like on a PB pace. Let me just put it that way.
It doesn't seem but doing that is really, really precise and took a lot of effort to be done.
It doesn't seem like it, but it is.
Yeah, it's really hard.
It totally is. It's really hard, and it only saves like a second, maybe.
I always enjoy those ones that seem easy but are really difficult to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That strat, I'm not even joking, that strat might even be harder than doing the blind strat at the end of the platform auto-scroller. That's like seriously one of the hardest IL strats, I swear. It takes a lot of practice. I think I just got lucky. I think I just got lucky hitting that. So we're almost done with the run. We're skipping the bonus level, and we're jumping right into the final boss. And so we've only got about 3 minutes left on the run here. And this boss, again, so at the beginning, everything's going to look random, but it's totally not. The pattern is entirely fixed. So we're going up here for the first gem. And the second one spawns right here. So I just know the platforms where they're going to spawn on, and the laser beams also are totally fixed. They always appear in the same place. And Kavalka, what would you say about the difficulty of this boss?
This boss isn't as difficult as it may seem for a final boss. Only this second part, I might say, because we are moving horizontally, so if you fall, the entire battle is resetted. So it's a big time loss. But the other sections are not so punishing. The third part of the fight, we are moving vertically, so if we fall, we can reach a platform and be safe.
Yup, I feel like with this boss, right after this phase, we're going to go into the Shark Mask. All the masks kind of make an extra appearance. I feel like the Shark Mask is the hardest part. Right here, if I'm playing on original mode and I've only got 1 HP, this is the spot where I need my HP, because I might take damage here.
Oh, wow.
Fortunately, we get through that without taking damage, and I feel like after that part, it's kind of easy. Like, this part, if you just route this well, she's not going to hit you, and you won't be in the way of any of the laser beams. And again, we know where all the gems are going to be. They're all totally scripted. We know where the laser beams are going to be. They're always in the same place. She likes to shoot the laser beam, like, right opposite the gems. So here we've got the double laser. And now we're going to go to the right to go around her and back up to the left to pick up the gem. And we've got only one more gem. And we hit her. And now we're going into the lizard mask. And at this point, you're looking at your timer and calculating how much you PB'd by. Because the rest is pretty easy. And now we've got the tiger mask. In this part, we can actually rush ahead, but we still have to wait for her to come up. And time is coming up, so time is going to be, the screen's going to fade to white and then cut from white to black. and time is going to happen on that cut. And I will let you know when it happens. Here we're supposed to grab and climb up that wall right there, but we don't have to. And we're just going to hang out right here. There's the tiger blocker, by the way. If you see all the way at the top, I can't climb on that. So now we just wait for her to catch up. And time is going to be coming up. We're going to get the final hit here. And time.
GG.
GG. Great run.
Thank you, thank you. I'm really happy with that. According to the load list timer, that's actually only 45 seconds behind my PB, so that was a solid run.
Wow, nice.
Yeah.
So if anyone that was in chat was interested in wanting to know more about that, I know you talked about it earlier. Let's say someone came in later on and was like, man, I really want to learn the speedrun. I really want to try these ILs. Where would any individual go?
So there are leaderboards on speedrun.com, and we've got individual levels. Speedrun.com/Kaze is going to be the main game. Speedrun.com/Kaze/levels is going to be the individual levels. You can watch videos. I have videos of all of my PBs, which you can watch if you want to start learning some strats. Or it might be even better to just get into it on your own. And on any platform, you can run ILs with the time trials using the clock and just start learning them. If you want to learn the full game, again, I've got videos of my PBs. You can learn strats there if you like, or you can just play it yourself. You can play it on any console, on any system. I highly recommend getting it on PC because it's most popular on PC, and we have the auto splitter for full game runs, but there are leaderboards for consoles as well. So we would really love to have you here. And before I go, I think I want to just give a few shout outs to some members of the community who have really helped with this game. So I want to give big shout outs to Oreo for just being active and helping so much with the server. Shout outs to Minfin, and shout outs to both of the other verifiers, Delon and Aliens Cube, and shout outs to Sheldon's Pet Rock. And also shout outs to the Celeste community. Any of my Celeste friends are watching. Love you. Thanks for supporting me. And major shout outs to Kavalka. Thank you so much for being here. And Kavalka, do you have any final words?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you very much for inviting me here. It was great to see this amazing game, and you did a really good job in this run. And thank you everyone for watching. As Dev said, if you want to join us, you can just access speedrun.com/Kaze. And thank you everyone. I think that's it for me.
Awesome. And shout outs to Flurby and Waifu who are doing the Gears run afterwards. Stay tuned for that because I did some Gears running myself as well, and this run's going to be awesome. I've seen it before. It's going to be a great run, so stay tuned for it.
Yeah, that's coming up next. And finally, real fast, if anyone was interested in following y'all, where'd they go?
So for me, I'm on YouTube. Just search Death Control on YouTube. And I have a Twitch account, but it's inactive just because my internet isn't so good right now. Hopefully someday I can get back to doing Twitch streaming. I really want to. But my YouTube is where it's at. And you can reach out to me on Discord. Death Control number 7106. So that's me, Kavalka.
Yeah, I usually live stream on twitch.tv/Kavalka, right as you see on the screen. And I also upload my videos, my PBs on YouTube. I gotta get a link for that, but you can find me on Twitch.
All right. Well, thank you both very, very much. And like Death Control said, we're going to get things set for Gears of War Ultimate Edition. This is now a great time to get up, stretch, use the restroom, get some water, hydrate, anything else along those lines. We're going to take a short break while we get things set for Gears of War Ultimate Edition. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Bargain Bin. I'm Midnight Vesper. Before we get into Gears of War Ultimate Edition, I have a couple announcements real fast. Unapologetically Black and Fast is coming up. In this new recurring Hotfix Marathon, Black runners are front and center in a celebration of Black joy. The first iteration is running February 12th and 13th for 12 hours a day. The schedule is out now. You can find it at gamesdonequick.com/hotfix. Also, later on this month is Frost Fatales, and that's going to be February 27th through March 5th. You can use !FF in chat or go to gamesdonequick.com/framefatales for more information. Let's go ahead and get this underway with Flurby running Gears of War Ultimate Edition. How are you, Flurby?
Yo, I'm doing all right. Thanks for having me. So yeah, everyone, my name's Flurby. I'm here with Waifu. He's going to be commentating. We're doing Gears of War Ultimate Edition any %.
Yeah, should be a really good time.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. Basically, there's going to be a little bit of a cutscene at the beginning. I'll just 3, 2, 1 go when I skip it, and that's when the timer will start.
And so right off the bat, if you've played Gears of War, the original one that came out in 2005, this is going to be very reminiscent.
Yeah, this is the remaster. 3, 2, 1 go. So this is the remaster. In when did they make this? Like 2015 or something? Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, something around
Both
there.
guessed the same thing. It's probably that. Things are largely the same as far as the speedrun goes. A few things got patched out, a few things got introduced back in. The biggest change is down the road toward the end of the game in Act 5, there are a few sections that were previously PC exclusive, but now they're actually in the game for console as well, and that's what I'm playing on right now. So it adds about like 20-30 minutes of gameplay to that. And here, right at the beginning, we already have a little bit of speed tech. There was like a helicopter that flew overhead, and by coming under this, we skip a little flinch prompt that makes us press a button to continue. So
This run is a lot of combat and running around with a little bit of glitches mixed in. It's a nice balance, I think. And one of the first things you're going to see him doing here is he just shoot the air a little bit and then do a perfect reload. And that's because shortly after you do a perfect reload, the bullets that you reloaded into your gun do just a little bit more damage. So when he's going to be going to kill some enemies, he's going to be waiting beforehand and like shooting a wall, and then right when he goes into combat, try to do a perfect reload so you can kill the enemies a little bit faster.
yeah, and one other big thing about the game is if you haven't played Gears before, obviously it's third person, but the big part about it mechanically is that it's a cover-based shooter, so all these obstacles I can take cover on and kind of slide to them, bounce around a little bit. That is one of the unique aspects of the movement in this game. It's not like extremely important for the speedrun, but it is a big part of multiplayer for sure.
Yeah, unfortunately for the speedrun, it's mostly just faster to run in a straight line than it is
Yeah.
to do wall bounces and stuff.
I mean, it makes sense. Like, the fastest way to get somewhere is in a straight line, right? You don't want to be zigzagging all over the place while bouncing left and right.
Yeah.
But if you're in multiplayer trying to get a shoddy battle on someone, you're going left and right, like making shots hard for them to hit, you're probably going to win that battle. Okay, this guy doesn't want to die. Right here, it doesn't matter if I go like super quickly or not. I've got all the time in the world. There's like an aerial-based cutscene where these helicopters are circling around, doing their thing. Let me just wait for them to eventually perish. Here we got a guy I call Chaozu because he just blows up for no reason, no cause. He's gone. Later, man. And
Bro, he got camera shy.
got camera shy here. Oh, barely. This is why I grabbed the grenades. Just play a little basketball.
For how
There it is.
fast-paced the game is, it's nice. For how fast-paced the game is, it's got a bit of downtime for sure. It's not too bad at the beginning. In the middle, though, it's got some pretty big downtime sections.
Yeah.
But when
Was
it
that a
hits, it
three-pointer?
really hits. You're going. You're zooming. Lots of like fun, fast-paced combat and stuff. And this next level is a really perfect example of that. It's like the whole thing really is like all just really fast-paced
nice.
combat.
Right at the beginning, I just did a little bit of, there's like a fade in on a black screen and you can actually control your character there. And I was able to jump over a sandbag and kind of move up a little bit. It's not like way faster, but I'd probably saved about a second and a half.
Get up those stairs. Alpha's waiting.
So here he's gonna try to do a little bit of a skip. Should be skipping the cutscene here, if I remember correctly, by killing the enemies and then running past the gate and like I believe you just go past the cutscene trigger before it spawns.
Yeah, there's a
so
guy
it's
that
just
walks
behind
down the
you.
stairs, and if you can get up the stairs before he comes down, you basically got the cutscene skip.
Bring it.
Then this section is pretty emblematic of like the rest of how a lot of the combat in the run goes.
Where are they
Is that
going?
he actually gets here so early that he can throw a grenade into the emergence hole before the enemies spawn, and this kills all the enemies that would come out of the hole and immediately closes it so no more enemies can come. and then you can just kill the other enemies as they spawn. And so a lot of that, especially in early game, is like routing your grenades correctly so that you can blow up all the emergence holes before any extra enemies spawn, and then like cleaning up the rest.
Yeah, and we've got an example of that like coming up right here. There's going to be 2 E-holes in this building, and then when we go downstairs, there's going to be 4 of them. It's kind of a recurring theme throughout the game.
Control, this is Delta. We have visuals on Alpha. Possible KIA. No
Right
sign
here,
of
we're waiting for good old Kim. He's got the codes. He's going to come press a switch as soon as he's done playing with our teammates.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. In the early games specifically, there's like a lot of sections where you're waiting on the AI to do specific things so that you can progress. And the AI isn't super scripted, so sometimes they'll just like get into cover and just stand there for like 30 seconds for no reason.
Yeah.
Or just like do something dumb that just loses you a bunch of time. And in the later chapters, you don't really have to wait for the AI at all, so it doesn't really happen. But in the first chapter specifically, there is a lot of sections where you're like, all right, Kim, like, hurry up, buddy, it's a speed run.
Coming up right here, I'm going to try to do a little bit more of that black screen movement. It's pretty easy, you just do a left turn. Nothing major. Right here, there are a bunch of enemies that try shooting at you. We're actually getting a good RNG on the first start here. It's pretty consistent to just run through all of them. Since we're playing on casual, which is like the standard difficulty for these speedruns, you can tank a bit of damage.
Yeah, especially on this version of the game, you can take quite a bit of damage, but you can die actually. Like, it's one of those games where you're like, oh, he's playing on easy. It's like so easy, but
Yeah.
when you're playing the way that you play for this speed run, it's actually super easy to die because you're like just full YOLOing, like just sprinting at enemies and lots of like Nasher mashing, like just go right up to somebody and shocking them, and like, you know, if you do that wrong at all, they could easily kill you, and you can actually die quite a lot, especially some sections where you're running past lots of enemies shooting at you. If you get unlucky, they all hit their shots, you can definitely die.
Oh yeah, and some of the enemies, if they have like power weapons, like in a while we'll see like torque bows, and I don't consider Nasher a power weapon, but if they break out the double melee hitbox, then I guess it is.
Oh yeah,
there's stuff that can be
easy.
Yeah, insta kill on easy, stuff like that can happen, and so
Or you
that
get
makes it
chainsawed.
not so
That's the
easy.
classic.
Oh no, don't
Yeah.
jinx me.
You'll be fine.
Is this it right here? Just like that, guys.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Unlucky.
Unlucky.
Yeah.
Right there,
The
I was
strat
trying
is
to
run.
just kind of run through. Unlucky. Usually they don't blast you up that much, but whatever. Take 2.
It was perfect timing. I was just saying how impossible it is to die, even though it's not easy. Because the way you're
Yeah.
supposed to play the game, if you've never seen it casually, is you're supposed to like
we need to split up.
take it slow and tactfully and like be in cover all the time and like kill everyone before you progress.
Sir.
But in the speedrun, you just actually just bum rush to the end of the level or like into the enemies so you can kill them faster. Which is only really possible on easy.
Oh yeah, now
even
they're
on easy,
completely
you die.
docile. Look at this.
Yeah, they're just letting them go. They're like, there you go.
We've done our job. Any kind of death in this game is super brutal, especially on console, just because it sets you back to a checkpoint and loads are pretty brutal. Up here, there's a dude on a Troika Okay, it's making me reload no reason. Cool.
Classic.
There's a guy in a Troika, and we got to take him out, and one other guy on the bottom level. Unfortunately, I didn't see. Was that the right guy, or is this the right guy? It's this guy. There's a dude hanging out up there with the Troika gunner, but he ran down too early for me to figure out where he went. But we could have killed him afterwards. We run back here, get an E-hole, and we're done with this section. You can still hear the enemies back there that we skipped. They're shooting, they're having a blast, but we're moving on with our lives. We don't have to kill them.
Now, when you shot the enemy in the leg earlier, is that to get him out of there, or is that just to kind of like distract him or cause actual damage?
In this case, it was just to cause actual damage. I saw him poking out there, and I knew his AI, he wasn't going to, like, peek me anytime soon, so I was just shooting whatever I could to get the damage on him. But sometimes, yeah, you can definitely manipulate the AI. with like special shots. There's a section coming up where I do that intentionally just to drive someone out of cover and make them charge me. So like after you play this game for a while, you get a feel for what the AI is going to do based on your own actions.
Also, we got Carmine now. Pog.
Yeah, dude, Pog. He's gonna be here with us for a really long time.
The whole game.
The whole
presumably.
game. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
A highly trained cog soldier.
So here we're gonna be picking up the Nasher shotgun, and that's gonna be like the main gun for most of the run. He's gonna be carrying it like the whole time. See, just like multiplayer, except for you don't instantly die. You just die almost instantly.
Oh, I don't know about that frag. Yeah, me too, Marcus. Alright, all good.
Those grenade e-holes actually could be pretty bad, because the grenade route is usually pretty tight. It shouldn't be too bad in this scenario, but like you definitely want to make sure that the nade route is good, because otherwise it's like, oh, now there's an e-hole and I just have to stand outside of it and kill all the enemies.
Yeah. Right here we've got 2 e-holes, one spawning regular drones with the rifle's hammer burst, and then another one filled with grenadiers. I threw a grenade at the grenadier e-hole, and I think I killed 2 guys over there before they rushed me, so it's profit right there. In Gears 1, I haven't quite figured out the lineup in this game, but in Gears 1 I try to seal the e-holes completely before they even spawn enemies. And so just getting back on this game recently. Oh, bad RNG again?
Hiding, dude.
Yeah, trying to get the lineups on those grenades. It's a little bit tougher. Grenades, like they're aside from the content differences, mechanics are a little bit different in Ultimate Edition, but overall I do prefer them. Grenades aren't nearly as heavy as they are in Gears 1. Like you can throw them and they get a really nice arc to them, but they don't bounce nearly as much as Gears 1. Gears 1's so weird. You throw the grenade, it's like as heavy as a rock, but then it bounces for miles. And then other things, there's like little collision cleanups and just like some quality of life things on aiming. Aiming feels really great in this game compared to the first game, where it like dead zones you out and you're like trying to adjust your pistol pixel by pixel, and then you're like zoop, looking at the other side of the screen. Right here we've got a new squad member, Coltrane. He's fighting some guys. He goes down. We're pushing Kim over to the button over there to save a little bit of time. He likes to go in cover, but we save a little bit right there, and we're gonna go down and rescue this dude.
The best part about this this Coltrane rescue is that like you kill all the enemies to make it go faster, and then he just spontaneously combusts and falls over.
Yeah.
Like just a scripted explosion next
it's like,
to
what
him,
was I helping
like,
for?
ah!
Like,
yeah. Also, yeah, Carmine's gone. I don't know where he just must have wandered off or something.
yeah, he got lost.
Now, I know you were talking earlier when it comes, you said there were like bad RNG with enemy spawns. Is every enemy spawn completely RNG, or is it in mostly in like certain locations to where you know?
It's mostly in certain locations, so a big thing about this game is reacting to the enemy AI. Ooh, look at this. Come on, man.
Yeah,
okay, he's here. What?
What we were talking about. He teleported?
He teleported.
Yeah, so like, you need Dom to get to a certain spot in the room so that this section will trigger and the door locks from behind. But like, his AI just broke. Like, where even was he? And then he teleported.
He was like stuck downstairs somewhere and then teleported to where he had to be.
Yeah. That's why it's really hard to get good times in the first act, because it's like a lot of RNG, especially with the teammate AI.
Yeah. Your dependencies on AI lessen quite a bit after Act 1.
Oh yeah. Then you're gaming. But yeah, a lot of the run, it's not necessarily the enemies themselves are RNG. Like usually the spawns are fixed in just about every room and stuff. It's just that the AI just does whatever it wants. Like as soon as they spawn, if you don't kill them immediately, then you're just guessing where they're gonna go. Because sometimes they have like scripted lines to take, but most of the time they can just do whatever they want.
Yeah.
And sometimes whatever they want is just hiding behind cover like 10 miles away.
Or not killing enemies right in front of them. Great.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, so back to the, like, bad RNG on the spawns. It's not like you can get different enemies to spawn. It's not like a Grenadier spawns instead of a drone or something like that. That happens in Gears of War Judgment. That game has, like, massively different clears depending on what RNG you get, but in this game it's just like certain sections you want the AI to position themselves in certain ways, and sometimes they don't do the regular consistent thing and you have to react to it. Right here we're getting a really tight angle with this new weapon called a Hammer of Dawn. It's basically a targeting reticle that signals this like giant space laser to come down and rain havoc. And that is not where I wanted that to go. It's a really tight lineup through this window. This is one of the things that's actually easier in the first, like in the original game, because you can just blind fire through the window. It doesn't lose us any time though, it's just like a fancy clear. Let's kill this thing early. We have plenty of time though, because again, this is one of those like dependent on teammate sections. Kim's gotta eventually figure something out and come turn that wheel for us. I'm just gonna shoot these dudes for a while instead.
You can, this is one of the sections where you can actually speed it up though. There's a thing called Kim Skip. I don't know if Flurby's gonna try it, but you try to go so fast and stand in like a specific spot and then pray. And sometimes Kim will just teleport immediately to the door and open it instead of having to wait for him to run all the way around. It saves like 20 seconds or something. It's kind of it's actually like a pretty big time.
Yeah, it's a definitely big deal. If you're like resetting this game over and over trying to get a really good time, if you don't get like a good Kim skip, you might as well just reset.
So he's running as fast as he can to try to get far enough away that I think the way it works is when you get into cover over here, like the game thinks you're on the other side of the wall and is like, oh, we need to teleport Kim because the door's stuck or something.
Look at that.
I don't know. Yeah, there he is. Nice.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to do. I was like running myself into the wall there, trying to make it load the next area, and that is roughly my understanding of it, that like based on the next section loading, Cole says a line and that interrupts Kim's dialogue, which for some reason warps him forward.
Yeah, it's, you know, you always like to hear Cole's dialogue because it's
Capped him. Oh, thank you, Wretch. Interrupted me. This is another place where it's a little bit different from the original game. In the original, you can actually just jump out that window there where I was shooting the Hammer of Dawn from. But in this game, we have to do the whole clear.
I didn't know that. That's funny. But destructible environments. Dude.
Destructible environments, and actually speed tech because it makes your teammates group up faster by not doing like fancy vault animations over them.
Oh, nice.
Oh, really?
I never.
Okay, that Wretch is just gonna dip on me. We'll see you later.
He's out of there, dude. He's like, that dude's the main character. He's the protagonist. I got. Oh, never mind. He's,
Yeah, he was waiting for me.
yeah.
He walked over and goes, I know what game I'm in. I'm just gonna nope right out of here.
Yeah, I'm gone. Forced walking section. And it wasn't even PS3 era yet.
Yeah, there's a few of those. Ooh, did that first one come down? I don't know where that went.
I thought you got a magically despawning grenade.
Yeah, I was worried about it. I was like, I don't know where that went. I'm just gonna hide behind the pillar. One of the other things, other consequences about the Cedar 2 skip being patched out is that now you don't get coal warp. So you can do this clear the same way. And when you round the corner, there's a chance that Cole will teleport right here, and he's needed for the dialogue on this guy. And you just save like 30 seconds by him teleporting forward. And that is like sort of influenceable, but not really. It's even more RNG than trying to get Kim Warp, because like Kim Warp you can definitely do it by forcing your head through the wall. That's just a bad time when you're resetting. So right here, that's what I was talking about. I shot an empty shot just to make that guy on the chair come out of cover and get the second shot way easier on him. Then we got another Hammer of Dawn drop.
I think that's what where the run really shines. It's where you're like running through hallways, nashing people to death. It's
Yeah.
like so fun.
Hula hoop.
That's 3 for 3.
Wait a second.
Control, this is Delta.
Get that out of here.
I copy Delta loud and clear.
The ultimate speed tech.
Speeders are neutralized. Moving to Alpha's location now.
That's great news, Delta. Stand by for Alpha.
Another little section where we're waiting for dialogue. Basically, more to-be squad members calling for help, and we're gonna go get them.
Delta squad is in the House of Sovereign.
You can also fire the Hammer of Dawn inside. Except this couch is like protected for some reason. Okay, it's just freaking out entirely. They don't want me to destroy the couch. It's sacred.
It's a sacred couch, dude.
Yeah.
It's a very important couch.
Apparently. I don't know, the orientation of the furniture in that room is a little strange. Everyone's just like sitting around staring at the pillar in the center.
The feng shui is all wrong.
Yeah, not good vibes.
We have visuals on your location. We'd like to have your ammo on our location right now. We'll go.
A Baird. Classic.
Class.
I'm just gonna go back here. So right here, there's like a bunch of enemies. You don't have to kill any of them, because as soon as you hit this checkpoint,
They all
they
just fall over.
pretty much all fall over, except for that one guy, and he kept me red, so I'm just gonna wait.
Yeah, this could be scary. You can just run directly past this gun turret guy, but if you are still hurt from the previous combat, it's pretty
Whoa,
likely
whoa.
you die. So, ooh. Okay, you're good. You're good.
He's being a little rude. Yeah, that's another one. That's one of the things that's better in this game. You can actually do that sort of routing, that little skip. You don't have to go in the side room with all the wretches and everything. In Gears
take way
1
less
original,
damage.
the turret rips you up. Like, you cannot reasonably do that in like an RTA run. Okay, I'm getting stuck on everything.
Supposed to shoot enemies there too, but you can just kind of walk to the next
Oh yeah, I
section.
don't know what they were thinking on that one. Room full of
Just
enemies, but
leave.
you can just leave.
Yeah. And then you gotta do it's a bit of a turret section where you gotta kill all these enemies, little fish in a barrel. But they can be very weird and hide and stuff, and they're the same. They have like the same color as the background. They're like this. I mean, the era that this game came out, everything is like gray and brown, right? But sometimes it's really hard to see them. They'd like crouch behind a car or something, and just like, I killed everybody. Why isn't it ending?
Yeah, it definitely is hard to find some of these guys sometimes. So you saw, I'm like constantly like clicking in my thumbstick, putting this red mark on them. Helps me see a little bit better against those backgrounds. And I do that a lot in this game. That's a feature in Ultimate Edition specifically. And am I missing someone? Oh wait, there's a dude flying around somewhere.
Assists. Yeah, you gotta blow up all the assists.
Kim, who are you shooting at? Reveal them to me.
That's what I'm saying, dude. They're invisible. Stealth operative.
Are the Nemesis like still spawning? Where's the shadow coming from? Oh, good.
Is it invisible?
There it
you
is.
go.
Game?
No, someone's alive.
Uh-oh.
I'm telling you.
This is
There's
really
someone
good.
in cover somewhere.
It's probably the guy back here. Hold on. This is going really well, isn't it?
Uh-oh.
Hammer doesn't even want to shoot.
It's a very well constructed game.
I'm gonna be. Oh, I see him. Look at this.
Ah.
I told you, they're invisible.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
How did
you
you
can't
see
see them,
that?
dude. I told you.
Dude, I'm just getting trolled out of my mind. At least, okay, I'm gonna be real. At least this Act 1 has gone better than the practice I was doing a little bit earlier. I was telling Waifu just before we went live, I was having the worst RNG of my life in the span of half an hour. So that was way better. Just Little whack right there. So you're gonna notice our squad members have changed once again. I don't know what happened to that Kim guy. Probably went for bathroom break or something. Here we have a boss enemy called a Berserker, and she is very angry most of the time, and doesn't really take damage from conventional bullets until you crack her open with a Hammer of Dawn. Problem is, we are inside, so we gotta get outside first.
You're supposed to have her run into the doorways and then like jump out of the way so she blows it open, and then you can move on, but you can actually use grenades to blow them open, and it's way faster. So he's gonna be trying to bait her through the doorways and blow them open.
You're running out of time.
What if you get the couch from earlier?
I think that it would probably stop the Berserker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they were all pointing at the pillar.
Yeah. You can actually do a really cool strat to kill the Berserker, which you'll get to see here. But you gotta be really careful, because if you don't know, Berserker runs into you, you just instantly explode into a red mist. So, and also, you have Dom with you in this section. You don't really see him here because he's way in the back, thank God.
I'm
But
so glad he's in the back.
yeah, he can actually get killed by the Berserker, and his AI will literally just walk into it sometimes. Like, he'll just be like chilling about, the Berserker's like looking for you, and Dom just walks passively into the Berserker and kills himself. Like, huge time loss. You gotta restart the whole section. But once you're outside, you can hit her with the Hammer of Dawn, then tag her with a grenade, and that'll be enough to instantly kill. But you gotta be careful, because yeah, you still instantly die when they hit you.
We got her.
Also, I guess we left Dom inside. I never thought about it that way. But.
Yeah, I don't know. Here... Oh man, counting's hard while trying to talk. I'm trying to do a huge black screen movement right here. There's a cutscene that is unskippable, but you can still kind of move around in the background. Ooh, I don't know if I got it. I think I messed up. Oh, it was close. You can actually get all the way over here and overlap the dialogue with this like left-right route selection with that previous cutscene and save a bunch more time than I just did. I got about half of it though. I ran down a whole hallway and jumped over some obstacles just to get here.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Bear and I will go left.
Gotta choose your path. Take a left path. Okay.
Oh yeah, I
You have
prefer
the
left
boom
path.
shock?
Does it,
What's
in
the
terms of the
early boom
run,
shock?
in terms of the run, does it make a difference?
Should be about the same.
It is about the same. On the right path, there's like this like RNG skip that you can get with Dom warping ahead. It seems more consistent on the right path, but for me, left path is just an easier clear. You can just do this. So those big dudes, as by their vocabulary might have implied, boom, they are boomers.
I was just about to ask that.
They're boomers. They carry boom shots. It's a rocket launcher. We got 8 ammo, which is pretty good. They drop anywhere from 3 to 5 each, so right in the middle. And we'll see a few more of them through the run.
Yeah, it's a nice secondary. You always are keeping the Nasher all the time because it's just infinitely useful. But your secondary gun is gonna alternate between other power weapons depending on what ammo is in the area, basically.
Yeah, a lot of
in
times.
this section, the boom shot's really good.
Yeah, whenever you have the boom shot, it kind of serves the same role as having grenades, where you can seal E-holes with the boom shot, and so that's really nice because you can do it from a distance. You don't have to wait for the fuse to explode. It's a nice gun to have. There I throw a grenade into the back there where they've got some enemies kind of fortified with a Troika turret. Ooh, that was pretty good. And just go around and clean up the rest.
Oh yeah. Oh. Okay. Oh, I thought that was the actual door kick. I was like, wow, got a nice warp.
We gotta get out of here. And if you got a plan, let's hear it. What? You know one of these stranded guys?
So I know in the Gears of War saga, they, at least when it first came out, promoted the idea with the gun with the chainsaw on it. Do you see any of the chainsaw use in this particular run?
Yeah, on me.
Yeah, in late game, there's enemies with lancers, and sometimes if you get really unlucky, because you're rushing them to like blow their brains out with the Nasher, right? And so sometimes they just command grab you, and their command grab is you getting chainsawed, and it's an insta kill with a really slow death animation on top of it. It's great.
Yeah, as soon as you realize that you've been chainsawed, it's faster to just reset checkpoint. Okay.
Explosions sometimes not that good, to be honest. Like, unless you hit someone directly with the boom shot, they probably don't die. Unless you, like, got the crit reload.
Oh, they got him. The headshot sound in this game is one of the most satisfying things you'll ever hear.
It's like a watermelon exploding.
It's nice and juicy. Oh god. Just a little loading lag, nothing to worry about. Okay.
Oh.
Feels console, man.
Feels console, man.
It's got its advantages.
It's alright, because I can do the
We'll see
skip
that
in Act
later.
5.
Yeah, exactly. We'll
So right
figure it
here,
out one day.
another section where they spawn some enemies and you just run past them. There's a boomer back there with like a whole bunch of drones and dudes. Doesn't really matter. Instead, we're gonna jump over the barrier, come all the way down here now with the boom shot. And this is one of those places where, like, I think if we only had frags, it would not be fast enough to seal that before you get ganged up on.
Yeah, that's a little boom shot clear. It's the only thing stopping you from going to the end of the section. So you just clear, like, close the E-hole and then just run past. And then we're gonna be coming up on this little walk and talk section with the stranded. It's basically just like regular people that aren't in the military, and we're gonna collaborate with them to get a vehicle and drive somewhere. But first we gotta make our way to where the vehicle is, and it's about to get nighttime. And when it's nighttime, krill come out, which basically like these razor bats that'll kill you if you go in the dark.
Yep. And right here, this girl, you gotta get her inside, dude. Get her off my streets. Oh my god, it's about to be real.
Dude, I swear she looks like a mannequin. She like doesn't move.
She doesn't. She's terrified, dude. Her muscles like aren't responding. She's gone into complete shock response. It like you gotta get her out of here.
She's just scared. She can't even look at you.
But what if the whole time it was a mannequin?
Dun dun dun.
So where we going, Franklin?
One walk and talk right into another. Classic.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of locusts.
At least the dialogue is good. The dialogue's hilarious.
Yeah, the characters, I guess for lack of a better word, they've got a lot of character to them. They're all
You
really
dig?
cool and unique individuals.
Very hip.
Very hip.
Early 2000s.
There we go.
It's getting late.
Some lines probably don't age as well as some of the others.
Probably not, but a lot of them are still very funny.
Let's do this.
Sometimes them aging poorly makes them more funny. As
That
long
is
as
true,
they're
yeah.
just- yeah.
It just feels out of place, and it just
Oh,
makes
yeah.
things, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Regroup.
Regroup. Negative. Regroup. Can't make it. Negative.
I like how they tell you no. Like, hey, like hurry up. This is a speed run. No.
Yeah. I guess
Can't
we
do
forgot
it.
to talk about this as soon as I got it, but so Kim was our commanding officer in Act 1. He took a vacation, and now we're in charge, and we got those squad orders as a little consolation prize. It comes in handy, like, sometimes. Most of the time, it's just, like, set the AI to attack and pray for the best. But there's some sections where it is actually really useful to tell your teammates to stop shooting, and we'll see that a little bit later. It's mostly, like, 2 parts, one in Act 4, one in Act 5.
Yeah, and thankfully, because Kim is on vacation, we don't really have to wait for anybody for most of the run now. Like, most of the AI waiting on is over because the game is just scripted to be like, if Marcus is here, then continue. Best dialogue in the game.
Yeah, you can just walk through this barrel.
Hey, number 83, sign my shirt. Where the hell are you guys?
We're working on it. Sit tight.
Classic.
Classic. Man, I wouldn't mind 83 to sign my shirt, you know?
No.
Yeah, 83 is a good number.
Yeah, 83 is a great number.
Oh, yes, we've done it. The timing is incredibly tight to get on the piano. We freaking did it. Run
That's a sturdy
validated.
piano.
It is, right?
Dude, Marcus is a big dude. Like, yeah, that piano looks old too, but it must be built well because dude's like 300 probably with that armor on and stuff, maybe more.
Oh, easily, yeah.
Yeah. The best part about these active reloads that you keep seeing Flurby doing is that, especially with the boom shot, if you miss it, the gun is jammed, and then your timing is completely screwed. So, like, in sections like that where he needs to close the E-hole, if he misses the reload, it's super punishing.
Oh, yeah.
It's something that, like, never happens. You like, you know, I never miss the reload. It's easy, and then it happens, and then usually you die.
That is one thing, like, the reload mechanics in this game are really still to this day kind of really well done, I guess.
Oh yeah, it feels great.
I was trying to think of some other verbiage.
Right here is one of the places on PC. It's probably faster to reload. On console, it's basically the same. So we're just gonna listen to a little bit of flavor.
Yeah, it feels bad, the load screens. Yeah, on PC you'd kick the door open before the dialogue starts and then hit the checkpoint on the other side and then reload the checkpoint because PC loads it real fast. It saves time.
Right there we do a nice little long boom shot right there. Another thing that would be very difficult with just frags because I think the ceiling isn't quite generous enough for you to throw one all the way over there. With a boom shot, just hit a shot straight over the cover and we're all good. Fun trivia about the first game though, you don't even have to do that because you can run through the darkness there. And in Ultimate Edition, they put a barrel to stop you from getting through to the other side on the route that you use. And here, again, the developers thought they fixed something. They thought they were so smart. You can run straight through in the first game, but like here, we just take a detour, hit the propane tank, and now we can get through. That door flies open as soon as you shoot it.
Yeah, we gotta shoot these propane tanks, otherwise the krill are gonna eat us alive when we're crossing through the darkness.
Yeah,
But
it's kind
on
of
a
the gimmick.
timer.
It's kind of the gimmick of the whole section where they want you to move propane tank to propane tank, but only a few of them are really required because you have plenty of time to run through like right there before they even get to you, or while I'm running down this hill, like right before the krill start to get to me, you can throw in a roll and that's gonna cancel them from swarming you a little bit. You can't do it infinitely though. You will definitely get wrecked. Oh no, Dominic.
Nice. Dom just died to krill because his movement was bad. Feels good, man. That's rare. I've only had that happen like twice.
That's okay. I was going for a little bit of a YOLO. So what's going to happen here, what was supposed to happen is instead of going through the building how they kind of want you to, going to the second door, you can kind of skip this dialogue, which we're going to get now. So obviously it slows you down. And you can get all the way up to the top. There's a little spotlight that you can swing around, and what they want you to do is escort Dom all the way down to a light switch that's at the end of the street, and that'll illuminate the whole area, and you can safely progress through. But instead, what you can do is, and they kept this from the first game, so I'm really surprised they did, actually. You can aim it at some location. You could do this infinite number of times and light up the whole street, but once you reset checkpoint, the game counts as if you still have a light there. So we can go through the building again. We don't have to wait for Dom to run across the street and, you know, he takes cover and he shoots at enemies. He's really slow about it. Instead, we can just run straight across, and when we get to that area, we're going to be safe from the krill.
Yeah, even though it's still dark, the game registers it as like this is safe from the krill because it thinks it's still lit up before the reload checkpoint. So instead of escorting Dom all the way, you could just that gives you enough of a gap to make it to the next light. And then when you reload checkpoint again, I think Dom teleports so that you won't die to the krill. And
Yeah, that's
then
exactly
you
what
can
that
run
is.
to the end.
It's safety for Dom. It's not me.
Yeah, and then you can, from there, you can make a break to the end. Is this on console? Is this wall on the left here? Is not.
Oh yeah, I can do that right now. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why, but that wall just doesn't have a collision. It's pretty funny.
I don't think that's how walls work.
They forgot how walls work.
That's how the walls in my room work.
Oh.
Bad shit in there. So you better watch out.
I
Huh?
don't know what kind of architect you guys have.
Lights still
I know you mentioned because there's difference between PC and console. I'm assuming they're different categories.
Right now we have them on one unified leaderboard. Like probably in the end, the best thing would be like just do load removals. But the community is small enough that we're just kind of keeping track of it ourselves.
Yeah, we've been trying to make a load remover, but it's really hard because the game is Windows Store exclusive, and it's got like anti everything and stuff. So it's like hard to crack it, and ended up we got like pretty close. It'll probably happen eventually, hopefully.
Yeah.
But at the moment, it's not the most necessary thing ever. So they're together.
Okay.
But it is separate from the original version. The Ultimate Edition and the original Gears of War have separate leaderboards because they're very different games, especially because of that like extra 30 minutes or so of gameplay near the end.
Yeah. Here we see the junker that Waifu was talking about. It's gonna let us drive around a little bit. We're gonna go to some new areas, and we've got to fill it up with gas. And while it's filling up with gas, there's gonna be a bunch of enemies attacking us just extremely conveniently, and we gotta fend them off. No, don't block the grenade, bro. So first wave of drones, second wave there's a boomer and some wretches. The third wave is going to be more drones.
It's kind of funny because these ones are like super scripted, so they'll literally walk past you.
So good.
Yeah, that was really nice, Nate. They'll literally just walk past you. You're just like standing next to them, blowing their friends to bits, and they're just keep going. They're like, I'm going to this point on the ground before I fight you. I don't care what you do.
Have launched a full-scale attack on their position.
Shit. Get in.
No, the ammo. Ruined.
Poor ammo.
Now for the best part of the game. The
Oh,
part where
yeah.
you drive the truck. And funny enough, you like only need to shoot the light. So the krill are going to attack the vehicle, and you have a health bar at the top. And what you're supposed to do is drive until you find more krill, and then you could switch to the turret. And then you would shoot the krill with the turret, and they die because they die to the light. So what you're supposed to do is like periodically like stop and aim at them. But on the easiest difficulty, you can just actually drive in nearly a straight line to the end. There's like one spot near the end where you have to shoot for like a second or two. But other than that, if you just have good driving, you can just drive right to the end.
Yeah, and in the original game, you don't have to stop at all. And you technically don't have to in this game either if you're like super perfect about it. But yeah, it's just safer to take the 1 second, shoot the beam, get the krill off you.
Because they shred your HP. They actually do a lot of damage really fast, but it's kind of hard for them to hit you. Like, as long as you just keep driving, they'll just forget about you.
Look out. 11 o'clock.
We're going to be driving for another little bit. Vesper, you got some news for us?
Yeah. So for those that are watching us on YouTube, hi, hello. We have our streams mostly every night live at 7 p.m. Eastern, weekends at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you want to, you can head on over to twitch.tv/GameSunQuick and check out all the live content we going on. And of course, your subscriptions, gift subs, Prime Gaming subs, bits are here to help support the weekly Hotfix content. If you're enjoying Hotfix, feel free to support the channel. And of course, if you have any ideas of maybe your own show or maybe a one-off event and want them to be featured, feel free to go to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix to submit your ideas. And of course, also don't forget later on this month is Unapologetically Black and Fast. It's a new recurring Hotfix marathon where black runners are front and center in a celebration of black joy. The first iteration is running February 12th through the 13th, and they are 12 hours a day. The schedule is actually out now. You can find it at gamesdonequick.com/hotfix.
And there it is.
There you have it. Driving in Gears of War.
Paul
At least
for
in this game,
driving.
you're driving the vehicle. It's not like Gears 2, where you're riding on the vehicle for a long period of time.
Oh my god, rip that guy.
Whoa.
So right here, there's going to be a whole bunch of enemies we got to fight. The first section, there's a few drones and an e-hole, and now in this part, there are 4 kind of objectives that can be spawned in any order. One's going to be up here to the right on the pipe that we blow up. There's going to be some snipers across the way, and you do something similar, cave the roof in. Then there's 2 e-holes on either side as well, and you basically just react to which one it gives you.
Yeah, they're all the same speed, and you're always going to get all of them. But you just have to figure out which one's happening when.
Some ammo?
And after that, this whole building just fills up with enemies inexplicably, and we gotta mow them down with the Troika. Or I guess really with anything, but Troika works pretty well.
Troika is fun because you just get to the screen just shake, and you know the enemies just walk into it and get instant gibbed. It's pretty fun.
I also don't have to
there-
worry about ammo.
Yeah, that too.
Oh yeah, that's one thing in the future games. They actually, oh, they're still alive, huh? They actually add a cooldown mechanic, and so you can't shoot infinitely like you can in this game. You have to kind of manage your meter.
I feel like that also happened a lot with a lot of these like third-person games around the same time.
Yeah.
Gotta
Oh god.
from downtown toss the nades. Hopefully get all the boomers.
This guy's clowning on me.
They're tanky.
There's an environmental kill you can do there, but if you get the frags all like perfectly, it is faster than doing that. There's like a giant, and when I say giant, I mean like a giga, like ultra propane tank in the back that you can shoot down. But yeah, if you hit all the frags and maybe a sniper too, you can be faster than that, rolling all the way down the hill and exploding.
And this is the longest loading screen in the game, or at least on my PC it was. I don't know.
Oh,
On console,
I can
but
think
it's-
of one. I can think of one that's way longer than this.
Oh god, which one is that?
Like in Act 4, before you get to the Berserker.
Oh yeah, that one's pretty long.
Yeah. I don't know, there are a couple pretty bad ones.
At least you're getting a nice little logo.
Yeah.
The load screening is very aesthetic.
Yes,
Sure.
yes, yes.
Our vehicle is DOA. We're now on
Think on the bright side.
Copy that, Delta.
So now we're in Act 3. This game's got 5 acts. Act 3 is really weird. It's got a weird pacing because the beginning of the act is really slow. It's got a lot of walk and talk. But then the second half of Act 3 is like the best part of the run in my opinion. There's like a bunch of really fun combat sections and like the biggest out of bounds skip in the game.
Yep.
But it just kind of, it's a slow burn at the start.
control. We got what looks like
A very like horror aesthetic
Copy that.
part of the
Had
game.
reports of Lambert wretches before,
Spoopy.
possibly due to direct emulsion exposure.
It's not that scary when you realize you can run past all the enemies.
Extremely volatile.
No, whatever. One thing people may be wondering, especially if they've played Gears 1 before, why I'm rolling so much. In multiplayer, you can roadie run, or just like, that's what the sprinting is called, where you duck down and run. You can roadie run infinitely in multiplayer, and it's faster than rolling. But in campaign, and that's the same in Gears 1 Original and in Ultimate Edition, you cannot do that. You have to throw in some little dodge rolls to kind of measure out your stamina just the right amount so that you can always keep running. If I, oh, jammed it. If I were to run a little bit too long, Marcus is going to get out of breath. You're going to hear him start wheezing, and he's an old man. He takes a few seconds before he can run again.
You can also go into cover. It's a pretty good one too, if there's like convenient cover.
Yeah.
For the most part, you're just like trying to sprint and then roll and pray you don't slide into a cover that's really slow. Sometimes that happens.
I did see an interesting question in chat is asking if y'all only run this Gears game or if y'all run any of the other Gears games.
Oh, yeah, so I've done runs of almost all the Gears games. One in particular that shall not be named because it's going to anger people that are fans of that one, but the homies know. Pretty much done runs of all the Gears games. They are almost all runs on casual. Inconceivable and Gears 4 is actually a pretty cool run because you get to get this Easter egg gun called a Memento Mori that one-shots boss enemies and really anything. It's really useful for the run. But yeah, I do speedruns of like pretty much all of them. Recently, something I've been doing is on Gears 1 Original, we found a way to mod the configurations of the game, and so I've put inconceivable difficulty, which is quote-unquote harder than insane. Really, it's just like even more insta-kill than insane difficulty for both you and the enemies. We've figured out how to put that in Gears 1, and so I'm probably going to be doing that like later this week. But waifu, you do a whole bunch of other sort of runs too, right? Like you were saying, like
yeah,
DMC
I've never run any of the other Gears games, mostly just because they're not on PC. I mean, Gears 5 is, but I've never played it and I don't really have much interest. But yeah, I run a whole bunch of different games in like 2 hours or so, like or 3 hours, I guess. I'll be running Left 4 Dead 2 actually in GDQ. And yeah, but I run a ton of games like Devil May Cry, Left 4 Dead, Doom Eternal, all the good stuff, Dead Space and whatnot. And Gears is definitely one of the fun ones that I've been running. And I'd love to run the other ones, but I don't run any consoles and I don't really have much interest in playing on a controller. So, you know, maybe one day they'll make like a Gears HD collection or something. It'll be on PC.
Oh, that'd be sick. I would love like an Ultimate Edition of more of the games.
That'd be so good.
I'm not holding my breath for it, but I would love it, right? Like, it'd be sick.
Imagine like Gears Ultimate Edition HD collection. It's like Gears 1, 2, and 3. On PC. Oh, dope.
Back there we did something that like I did on Kim earlier where he's got to go press a button or like some kind of objective. We can push him forward a little bit. Saves a little bit of time, but it gets to a point where you can push him so far that it doesn't matter. There's like a certain mandatory delay anyway.
I also appreciate that you just straight up punched him with your, you know.
Oh, that was just him being literally in the way of where I needed to go next. Down here, so we split up from Baird and Cole to find an entrance in, and they decided to take the sewers for some reason. So they're having a blast.
They stink, man.
Yeah.
Keep moving. See you at the carts.
Oh god. Waifu, you want to talk about the RNG coming up here?
Yeah, sure. So like there's this section where you're supposed to walk on these wooden floor pieces above a room full of lambent wretches. They're basically wretches, but when you kill them, they explode. And there is, I think, 3 or 4 different RNG pathways that can happen. So you're going to be walking on top of the wood and trying to pay attention to where it breaks so you can tell which pathway that you need to take. Ideally, you get the fastest pathway and you nearly go straight up the middle, but if you read it wrong and you step too far, you can't really react very fast, so you're going to end up falling and have to go all the way back around, and you're forced walking on top of these. So hopefully if he gets the best RNG here, he'll be able to make it right to the door. If not,
No.
that's
Oh,
yeah.
And we
Even
go
when
back.
you do realize that you get bad RNG, it's still super slow because you gotta walk back and then walk there. Hopefully you got second best. See,
I doubt it. Yeah.
second best is really rare. Yeah.
That path like almost doesn't even exist. It's like you can check it if it is Pog, I guess, but it usually isn't.
Yeah. Either way, it's still super slow. And like, imagine he had to fall under, climb back up a ladder, and then try again from the very start every time he fell. It's like super slow if you fall.
Yeah, it really is bad. So like you saw me on the first one that fell out from under me. I like kind of towed my way onto it, towed back. It's definitely worth doing it, even if it is that path. That's the correct one that you're kind of testing out. Like taking the 1 or 2 seconds just to test that is so much better than the like 20 to fall down and come back.
Whoa, does this have consistent frame rate here on Kaze?
Does this not on PC?
No, it drops to like 10 FPS for like 30 seconds here.
Oh man.
oh wow.
Yeah, the port is not the best. It doesn't have native mouse lock, so that's fun.
Oh,
And,
so you're like sliding off the window all the time?
Yeah, I have to use an external program to lock the mouse into the thing, but it's not too bad. But like, yeah, it's kind of jank. And yeah, it's supposed to run at 60 FPS. It runs at like 59 most of the time, you know. But I mean, it plays fine still. It's just occasionally there's like these sections where it drops super hard. That's definitely one of them.
I appreciate the random chair that's just right there.
Oh, dude, they got furniture all over the place, dude.
Just chilling.
Just randomly put a chair somewhere.
They got these destructible environments, dude. They gotta find uses for them.
Yeah.
Some intern probably spent a lot of time making that chair.
The
now
whole
I feel
internship
bad.
was making the chair.
Yeah.
Now I feel
It's like,
bad.
you gotta
for
put it in
everything.
as many places as possible, you know. So here's restarting checkpoint so that his teammates will teleport.
Yeah, there's a
Faster
really
going
long
up.
dialogue there that can happen. Well, that does happen if you don't do that. Right, there's kind of a little safety scope in with the long shot, the sniper rifle, in case I get really bad spawns from these two guys, which actually were very cooperative
Pretty
this
good.
time. Thank you.
Yeah. I did kill both of those guys so that you can go kick this door, which spawns in more enemies before you can actually progress. But that other dude likes to spawn really far away sometimes, and they're not the most aggressive. So sometimes it'll just be being chilling like way far away and never come fight you. You have to go looking for them.
Yeah. And here we're just kind of waiting for our good buddy Jack the robot to open up the door. I guess we can get ammo. All these other wretches in the area, they're kind of cute. They kind of follow you around and try to swipe. You don't have to kill them. By the time, at the point of you killing the guys on the elevator, you're pretty much done. Yeah, it just warps away. See ya.
Oh, maybe he just wanted pets.
It's possible.
You know, just maybe that's the way of trying to communicate. I just want to be pet.
Copy that, Delta.
Just like a chihuahua.
Yeah.
Like it just
Loud
wants
and
attention
needy.
and love. But yeah, it's just loud and annoying.
Way am I standing next to you?
Let's just get this.
So speaking of loud and annoying, this is an auto scroller.
Let's go auto scroll.
You just sit in this tube, and on casual you can't die here. So
Oh,
you can
that's
just
a
full
lie.
AFK.
No.
I've never died here.
I have.
I've just straight walked away from the computer
I-
several times.
Oh, the last time I tried walking away, I think I was doing like a longer stream. I was playing the game in Japanese with like full Japanese cutscenes and stuff. It was kind of cool. When I got here, I dipped. I went to the kitchen. I made like a PB&J or something. I came back to the death screen.
How did you die?
I'm pretty sure I died to. There's the one part where you come to a stop and there's like a guy with the Boltok on the left and right.
He just didn't die.
I think
The
both
Dom
of
didn't
those
kill him.
guys. Yeah, I think both of those guys like just capped me or something, and then Dom
the
didn't do
same
anything
time.
to help me.
But yeah. Usually Dom just insta-kills both of those guys. It's funny. Yeah, I would always do like push-ups and sit-ups during this section. 'Cause the run is long, so I've been sitting down for like 2 hours.
Oh, there we go. Frames.
Nope. Okay.
See, yo, and we got a little bit of footwork from Marcus right here. Get it right here. There's nothing better to do. Just crank it and just twerk a little bit. Oh, where's the twerk, Marcus? There you go. I know you got the booty work.
I'm just at a loss.
By the way, all
Some of
this,
the developers.
yeah, all this yellow stuff down there, that's important to the lore of the game. It's called emulsion. It's basically this like extremely powerful fuel source that the war previous to the Locust War was fought over, and it was ended with the Hammer of Dawn.
Yeah, it's what turns the wretches slambit. They get all glowy from the emulsion. It
Well, we
makes them
don't know
explode.
that yet in this game. Jeez, spoil.
Oh, it's spoilers. Sorry.
Oh.
And it's all over. Guys, if you want to pick up this game, it's like $20 on the Xbox store for like the deluxe edition of Ultimate Edition, so you can get like the super duper exclusive version. And then like all the other Gears games, I believe are on Game Pass, so you can try them out really cheap. And I think all but the newest one, Gears 5, are actually themselves under $20 as well. So try out any of that stuff.
Approachable run too. I think like
Mm-hmm.
even if you don't like the one skip that saves like a bunch of time is like on Act 3 and it's really easy. Practice it for like 30 minutes and you'll have it forever basically. And even if you don't do that, you could definitely get like a 230 probably. Like not that bad. You just practice, like follow the route, and it's really approachable. It's a nice, fun, comfy speed run. It's got some nice balance between downtime and some fun action stuff and a couple cool glitches if you want to do them.
So the deluxe edition of the Ultimate Edition, is there also a Game of the Year edition of the deluxe edition of the Ultimate Edition?
Yeah, probably. Wong.
Control, this is Delta. We've
Baird, move out of the way.
Stand by, Delta. I'm raising the platform.
Oh, okay. They're just better. They're literally just better, dude. I've never claimed I could snipe.
Like I said,
I'm missing all of them. I'm literally missing all of them, guys.
Should have kept the boom shot.
Take a drink every time Flurby misses. The long shot is also nerfed in this game. You can't two-shot these guys like you can in the first. Oh my god, he's invincible. Bruh.
Oh my gosh.
It's a boom. Red splits. Red numbers.
Moonwalk. I had to do that for the fans.
Control, this is Delta. We're on the drilling platforms.
Copy that. Sending platforms down.
So coming up, we got that big skip.
You'll need to find the pumping
The
station.
Act 3 skip.
Resonator.
It's pretty cool.
Before dawn.
This game,
The crew come back.
it's got some weird loading and whatnot, and since you can't jump, you kind of just fall and like just stand on stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could just kind of roll. If you could get out of where you're supposed to be, you can kind of go wherever you want as long as you don't fall off the map, basically. So you just kind of just, if you want to get out of bounds, you just got to find a place where you can either like climb over a piece of cover out of bounds or just roll straight out of bounds. That's kind of what you're going to see here. He's just going to stand in a specific spot and roll. Just going to fall right out of the map.
Yeah, and this is like one of the best chapters to do it in because it's very vertical. Since there is no jumping, like you just fall, like Waifu said. A lot of the other sections, even if you could get out of bounds, there's no guarantee that you could do something with it. But like right here, the layout of the level is perfect for it.
Cole, we're gonna have to find an alternate route. Naturally. All right, we're moving. We'll see you there.
I like how the enemies can spot you and start combat while you're stuck
Oh,
in
God.
the communications.
Oh god, we're fine. They've never killed me in my life.
Oh, not
Uh-oh.
once. not even close.
It's not even close, guys. It's not even close. Relax. Okay, so we got the skip coming up right here. I think I'm gonna kill a few extra enemies just for sake of stream and not having like 5 FPS out of bounds.
Because yeah, the enemies are gonna keep the area loaded. So
Yeah, so right here you can kind of wiggle off on that little like stream waterfall thing. And I know there's like a fast setup to do where you like jump straight off the wall.
yeah.
But I haven't exactly practiced it. But you can just run straight out right there. Get a little bit of frame drops. It's worse when there's still enemies alive. Oh, there's a body. Okay.
Yeah, and so the game doesn't want you to like fall off of stuff. Nice skip, by the way. The game really doesn't want you to fall off stuff because there is no jump button. So if you were to fall somewhere, like even inbounds, you're kind of stuck. So he has to like wiggle off the edge because he's like trying to fight the game's urge to keep him on the platform.
Oh, great throw. Just absolutely fantastic.
Hey, at least you got the safety checkpoint. I've thrown that nade against the wall, killed myself with it, and then had to do the whole skip again. So,
Oh, that does not sound like a fun time.
no, it's not very good.
This section is actually like especially scary though because the hallway is very dark. Like you almost can't see without marking it. Like I didn't even know this guy was here. What? It's super hard to see enemies there. In the first game, it's much better illuminated. Oh my gosh, they're everywhere. But
So-
yeah, dying there sends you all the way back. That's why, like, as soon as I got the out of bounds skip, I came back in. I went up the hill to get a safety checkpoint. It's so bad dying there, especially for like a run like right now.
So when it comes to the tossing of the grenades, how important is it to be 100% accurate about where that is?
It depends. There aren't any like extremely tight shots. That was just one of those where it's like I didn't want to throw it into the wall and I did. I just had to clear the wall really.
The only ones that really matter are making sure that you close the E's. If
Yeah.
you miss an E hole, that's pretty bad. But
Definitely,
depends on
but
the E hole.
it's a giant gaping hole, right? So
yeah.
your chances are pretty good.
So when you were at the beginning of the game and you were playing basketball with the grenades, that's not necessarily, is that a very important, you have to get a 3-pointer?
It's mandatory for the run to be valid.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You just
Okay.
reset if you don't get it.
Yeah.
We just didn't even talk about it at all. That was a boss enemy called a corpser.
You just scare him off the map and he falls.
Yeah,
into the ocean.
he's supposed to be this big bad enemy that it strikes fear into your heart. It really does not. It does the opposite. It's kind of funny. It just scuttles away with a few pistol shots and then falls into the emulsion and burns away.
Yeah, much scarier are the next enemies we're going to encounter. Theron guards, Baird likes to call them. They have this gun called a torque bow, which is basically it's like a bow, but it's a gun and it shoots explosive arrows. And if it sticks you and explodes, it does a lot of damage. I think on casual, it doesn't instant kill you, but if you get hit by 2, then you instantly die. And there's a lot of them in the area with torque bows, so you can get stuck like twice in a row and die really easily. And you can they also have lancers, so you can get chainsawed. And some of them have gnashers too. So they're like definitely the scariest enemies. And this combat clear is one of the scarier ones, but also one of the more fun ones.
Yeah, getting the good clear on this fight is super satisfying. Hopefully I can get something here.
And you're gonna get to yoink the torque bow, which is gonna be super useful. It's because it instant kills most enemies.
When's the last time the wind said hostiles to you guys?
Oh, just yesterday for me. Yeah.
There he is, torque bow Tommy. Gotta take him down.
Looks like they upgraded.
Whoa, he tried to chainsaw me over the thing.
Gotta be
He's trying to perform a glitch.
I don't know how that guy actually died.
Fell over. He got scared.
Yeah. It knew what game it's in and just decided to just nope right out.
Yeah. Come out of here.
Oh god, that was the worst shot in history. Ooh, that was the last one. Let's go.
Nice clear.
Yeah, really good clear. This grenade that I threw over here, it was one of those things that I figured out how to do it in this game, and I was like, there's no way it'll work in the original. And then I just kept grinding, and it ends up working. That fight is like pretty much all of the clears are scarier in the first game because of how clunky it is. And so getting anything out of this game and going backwards with it is actually a relief. Oh gosh. So now we're in Act 4. It's a good time.
Really combat heavy act. A lot of combat act. It's nice. The pacing of the game kind of picks up as you go along.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, there it is. Let's go.
Double melee.
No.
Two piece.
Oh, you gotta love it.
This is now PvP, apparently.
Yeah. So
got two
only with
Ps.
the shotgun in this game can you do that. You can throw out a melee and the hitbox like has two sides to it. Okay, actually it has more than that, I think, but you can get hit twice with one melee. If you're extremely unlucky, it's like probably some frame perfect jank. You can get hit with 3 and really insta mega die.
Just
Oh, that's the
instantly
best
die. Easy difficulty, by the way.
Yeah, easy by the way.
So how
Okay, he's just
important
gonna
is
dip.
ammo management in this game? Or in this run?
Not extreme. Oh my gosh, relax. Not extremely. They have ammo boxes like everywhere, and the only weapons it actually matters a ton for, I'd say, would be like any kind of explosive weapons or grenades where you're trying to use them on e-holes or like boomers and stuff like that, where it's like so critical that you hit your shots, which I'm not doing right
Yeah.
now.
Like the torque bow and the boom shot, like stuff like that is pretty important,
Okay, he's out of there.
but it's not a huge deal.
I don't know where the torque went.
Usually, I mean, it's recoverable. Yeah, sometimes when enemies die, their guns will just go flying across the map, and you
Oh,
have no
God.
idea where it went.
Relax. I'm gonna assume my team killed that last guy. Oh yeah, we're fine. You hear the little
Yeah.
guitar strum, you know you're good.
I
These
heard the
fall
music
back.
slowly die out, so I thought that's usually what. Usually when the music dies out, that means the less, less intense
Good.
music. Yeah.
Bruh. There's another chair for you.
Yeah.
They're everywhere, dude. People be sitting all over the place.
Did that enemy? Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, wretches like to crawl on the ceilings and stuff.
I didn't see it crawl on the ceiling. I just saw it like randomly appear on
Just
the.
appear.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked, man.
I've
This game's
arrived.
got some jank.
So here we have another cedar, like in Act 1. But this time we get to do a little bit of extra work with the Hammer of Dawn, where we kill the cedar, but then we can drag it over and hold it on top of a spawn for an e-hole. And if I did it right, yeah, we immediately get the locust yelling fall back, and this section is done. There's a bunch of enemies down there still that we don't actually have to kill. There were the 2 drones that I shot with the pistol. They are mandatory. Everything else completely optional after the e-hole.
Yeah, once you kill specific enemies, everyone gets scared and runs away. So you're kind of just chilling after that.
Okay. Oh my god. Console. I've been meaning to take like a giant can of compressed air and just dust out my Xbox. I'm sure it'll help.
Just load times just improve immediately.
Yeah. Instant PB.
It's free PB.
Yeah. Okay, this guy's a unit apparently.
You just don't want to die.
Here's the probably the longest load in the game.
You know, this one isn't that long on PC, but the one on Act 3 is like mega long. I think it's just my PC though. I don't know why.
It's weird that the
No,
loading
you're
times would
big
be
chillin'.
different just in general. Like if one's faster on console but slower on PC. That's really interesting.
Games, Jake. I don't know. It's the port is very interesting. The gameplay is great. Feels awesome. Definitely got some bugs though. Like those classic like glitch compilation videos on YouTube for all the multiplayer stuff. Like,
Is the conservatory clear?
you'd love to see it.
As I can tell, Delta One.
I would say when this game first came out in like 2005, the multiplayer was super fun.
Oh yeah. For me, definitely like Gears 1 definitely kind of clunky. This game in particular though, just because it brought back that old classic Gears 1 multiplayer feel when everyone was on it. It was just definitely my favorite. And I think it still is my favorite Gears game. Right here we I don't know if that went through the door. We launch a Hammer of Dawn over there just for a little bit of convenience later. We're gonna come back to it and pick it up. If it doesn't despawn
Yeeted
by going
that
through.
hammer gun. Yeah. Just got a couple of E-holes to clear through and then some boomers to take care of.
Yeah.
Just take them to the nursing home. Okay, Grandma. Final Fantasy used to be turn-based. I would definitely believe you.
I know there's some people that are super against it, but in my opinion, I'm kind of happier with Final Fantasy moving away from turn-based.
The hot takes.
It's
Right,
a kind of
chat.
spicy take. I know.
Inflammatory take.
Oh no, I'm breaking the contract.
Nice movement. Wow.
Yeah, you
You
can.
can like
go ahead.
chain movement slides on objects and stuff while dialogue is starting, and get you a little bit further before you're forced to walk. You just made it like all the way up and around the corner. Super good.
Yep. Yo, by the way, people that are getting like in an uproar over what I just said, get at me on Twitter at FlurbyTG. Talk to me about why I'm wrong about Final Fantasy and turn-based games.
There you go. The perfect plug. She's
you're-
really fast, by the way. That she
Yeah.
makes it back to that door. I'm just saying.
I did see a question in chat that was interesting because it was asked what's better or what's faster, PC or console.
Oh my
And-
god. The 90-degree turn! What?
Wow. That was crazy. Dude, she just turned on a dime.
I was talking about this with one of my regulars 2 days ago, where he was like, it's been a while since a 90-degree turn.
The jinx is coming through. The hexed run.
Excuse me?
It just went a completely different way.
Yeah.
I hope this hits. Yeah, that counts. You're right.
But the game is faster on PC simply because the load times are a lot faster. But if the loads are removed, it should be the same. There's no PC exclusive tech, if I remember. In fact, a lot of this, the one skip at the end of the game in Chapter 5 is like infinitely more consistent on a console because it loads slower. So I mean, I guess technically console's faster if you remove loads.
Yeah.
I will find a way to make that skip consistent, though. I've determined.
Yeah,
The
I mean,
problem on
it's
PC
like I
is
was
it
saying,
loads so fast it doesn't work. Yeah.
it's consoles, PC's too good.
Yeah.
Can't do
It's
this.
not every day you hear that.
Yeah, I was like trying to look up like ways to make my game run worse, and like just couldn't find anything. Like 0 results on Google. It's like. Because what happens is you trying to get the game to load something in slowly so that you can run past it before it loads in. But on PC, the loads are just too good, so you can't make it in time before it loads back in. But on console, you got plenty of time. You got like 30 seconds or something.
Yeah. Yo, you gonna
How
come
to
down here?
demake Gears of War Ultimate Edition?
Yeah, right. I'm like, do I need to like, I don't know, underclock my PC on a hotkey like for the skip or something? Like, what do I gotta do?
Tab out and run a benchmark program on your GPU. Just completely wreck
Yeah.
it.
I'll just launch Minecraft with RTX on right before I do the skip.
Excuse me there, boomer.
Yeah, just open Google Chrome. There you go. Just eat all your RAM. You'll be good to go.
Yeah, yeah.
Up here, there are a whole bunch of enemies that spawn, but really only a couple of them actually matter. I think it's like alluding to the next part of the run, but you can grenade those guys out and they just respawn anyway. So
Yeah, it's like
completely
there's
extra.
gonna be boomers up ahead
Oh my.
or whatever. Yeah.
There's that jammed reload that completely kills your pacing. 5, let's go. Delicious.
Nice.
Bum 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 bum. This
Got
is one of
more
the
torque bow Thompsons up here.
Yeah, dude, you got the torque bow Thompsons. This is one of the harder clears. I call it the RNG pavilion, just because the enemies that spawn are consistent, but where they are is definitely not. And oh god, they're over there. So we're probably just gonna kill a couple of them and move on, and hope that they get to us later. Do not torque me, bro.
Wow.
Oh, yikes.
I saw the other one like in the back.
It's getting ready.
Yeah.
You don't have to kill all those guys? Man, I should have watched you run.
You do have to kill them all, but something pretty cool is if you don't kill them all there, they follow you over here eventually.
That makes sense.
Oh, no frags.
Nice. Out of ammo.
Deuces, guy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Take it easy.
He lived, dude. He doesn't even care.
There's 2 of them
The
there.
other dude went like sky high, and he was
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
chilling.
Oh, is that it? Oh, I'm just better. All right. So
that
here come
unlimited
the
air
enemies from the other section. There should be more. Yep, they're coming. One more, please. He's coming.
He's taking his sweet time.
He just came back from his break.
Yeah. Funny thing is, it is still like faster than chasing them around in that previous area, because like I said, depending on the RNG, they can just be spread out so far where you're just like running all the way to the edge of the map, coming back in, going back, doing the remix, you know.
Also, shoutouts to the soundtrack to this game.
The
Pretty good.
soundtrack is sick.
Copy that. We'll meet you in the courtyard.
Especially the credits song.
Yeah.
Well, there's
The best song in the game.
guns up here, and they're trying
I legitimately listen to the soundtrack sometimes, just like when I'm vibing.
It's pretty good. We're coming up on Marcus's house, and it's like bigger than the entire neighborhood that I live in, but it's quite infested. Got a lot of locusts there. It's looking like ancient Egypt.
Shoutouts to Escalation, multiplayer map that pretty much takes place there.
I enjoy some of the enemies when you get close. It sounds like they're just saying "bruh."
Bruh.
Oh, I thought you were gonna get the classic door kick, but you're too far away, so it doesn't actually kick open the
The
door.
double kick, yeah.
Yeah, we have yet to see it.
It doesn't happen that much in this one.
This room's quite the troll face. The enemies always spawn the opposite side that you go up. Just always. They don't spawn until you're on the top floor.
Yeah.
there. What's the status?
And then there's 2 objectives. You can actually do them in either order. They want you to search the house for like info or a way further in or something. I don't know. It doesn't really make sense because
Plot.
Marcus would have lived here and would know like, oh yeah, we go back here for the lab or something. But you do them in either order and it's the same speed either way because you can kind of overlap the dialogue of one with going and getting the trigger for the other.
It's got to be another hole.
Whoa, that's invincible. There's a table in this hallway that was in the original game, but not in this one, and I'm like completely offended.
You know, these companies out here making the improper remakes and remasters. The
Someone's
table
gotta
is
tell 'em how to
the
do it.
integrity of the storytelling of Gears of War.
Jesus. Big red wheel. Throw back to Act 1.
Inside his house, by the way, just in the wall.
As you do.
Yeah.
Okay, we got some lore experts over there. Yeah, maybe. This part's actually kind of scary because, like, so there are the two locusts trying to kick down the door. They have a chance to not notice you. They have a chance to insta 180 and chainsaw you. Like, they just do things.
Sorry, baby.
Sorry, baby.
Oh,
Nothing we can do.
Cole doesn't get enough dialogue in this game.
he doesn't.
It's like all in Gears 3. I want to hear Coltrane run on whole grain, but in Gears 1,
The coal train runs on whole grain. Woo!
it's like the
I
best
gotta give-
line in the series.
I gotta give props to open up a secret door. You actually have to kick the wine cellar.
I mean, he comes from a military
pretty dope.
family. That kick animation has been there for years, generations.
Yeah.
They teach that kick animation to everyone's children, basically.
That's exactly how you have to open up secret doors. You know, in your own house.
Yeah.
Bruh. Oh my
I mean,
god, he
anyone that
hurts.
has a wine cellar this big is hiding something. Like,
Or they just really, really, really like wine.
it's true.
In which case, they would probably be really, really aggravated that, you know, locusts and boomers or anyone just coming in and just destroying it.
Did Dom actually do
Yeah,
work here? What the heck? There's 6 enemies there, and I think Dom killed 2 of them that rushed forward, and I didn't notice.
It's rare that Dom is useful.
Yeah.
Usually he just pretends like it's Gears 3.
It's all the chair.
Makes its return.
Yes.
Alright, we got a collectible under the laggy desk. Pog tag, right there. Never
Pog.
picking it up.
The completionists are going to be upset.
Oh, I destroyed the chair. The chair actually protected the wretch.
No. Why would the chair do that?
Something that you might not have noticed if you don't know Gears 1 or Gears UE. Bullets actually come out from the center of your screen. In all the other Gears games, they come out from the barrel of your gun. And so it has some weird implications on aiming sometimes. And then there's like special conditions where if you're up against a wall, or like if your gun is making contact with something, it does come out of the barrel of your gun because they're like, oh no, it wouldn't make sense for you to be able to shoot. But then if you back away like half an inch, where you're no longer doing that, you can shoot from your screen and around a corner.
Look, man, third person doesn't always make sense.
So
But
we
what
got
does
a
make
little-
sense is how good the snub pistol is. This thing
Oh
is
yeah,
cracked.
the snub pistol is amazing in this game. Okay, this guy.
When the
Keep me
enemy
bright.
is wow. playing hide and seek. Jesus.
Eventually, a boomer comes and knocks in the door. That boomer is... I don't even know if bullets hit him. You can't kill him, that's for sure. He busts in the door, then some more dudes appear, and they try to rush the house.
They actually stopped them all from coming in. He just killed them right here.
That seems to be the optimal thing.
Yeah,
Instead of coming into your house, you know.
yeah, you don't want to let him in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just a mess, right?
Yeah, we're actually
mean-
going
I
to stop
mean-
him at the door, running low on ammo. This is one of those sections, remember I was saying, like, telling your teammates to stop firing is useful? This is one of them. Because if you let Dom keep shooting, he, like, wards them off.
They'll just stay outside. Not come in.
Yeah. I mean, it's important. I mean, you know, just from what I've seen so far, the place doesn't necessarily look the cleanest. There may not be any extra food in the fridge. You know, there may not be any extra drinks. If you're gonna have guests come over, they need to be, you know, at least fed, at least maybe fed or hydrated or something like that.
Yeah, you feed them some lead.
No.
They're gonna need a place to sit, so that's why we have so many chairs, right?
There you
Yeah,
go.
exactly.
That's it.
We figured it out. Let's go. Up here, there's this door that we have to go through, but you can't progress through it just yet. You have to come upstairs and shoot a little propane on the back of it to blow out some boards that are reinforcing it. Unfortunate difference from the first game where you can actually shoot through this and like explode it early with a boom shot. That was the worst shot of my life. However, we benefit from getting a checkpoint in the next section before this boomer escape, and it's way, 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 way easier.
Yeah, you could just kind of run past these guys. They
Like,
just are slow
I
and
do
they're
not
bad
even
aim.
know. Gears 1 boomer escape is cursed. Because there are e-holes that spawn a bunch of drones and stuff. I'm pretty sure the boomers are like already on you by the time you even know they're there. It's a mess. So now,
And this starts the extra stuff, right?
yeah, that's just what I was gonna say. So now we get into the extra scenes that used to be PC exclusive for Gears 1, the original game, but now on the remaster they made it so that, you know, everyone gets it. It's just part of the core game. And the lore of this part is something like we're trying to we're trying to drive over to hijack a train that has been hijacked, but we're running late and stuff, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't get the bridge down.
Yeah.
Door stuck. You know, like
No, I'm
this is
done
I don't know.
zoning
They
out.
wanted to add more gameplay. It's pretty cool. It's by far the hardest section of the game, though. It's like way harder than the rest of the game. For some reason, like the balancing is all off.
Oh no.
This has definitely got some of the hardest combat. Lots of enemies coming from all different angles. And
We got the classic roll in instead of slide in. We'll take it.
Yep.
it's coming in like a Limp Bizkit song.
Oh, and this is one of my favorite parts right here, where you get this guy over here, the wave dashing wretch. Zoom.
Zooming. So fast he disappeared from existence.
Yeah, well, screw my old man. He thought he could prevent this war, and look what happened.
Yeah, well, now his mapping data's gonna help him.
Yeah, the whole thing is just us trying to get the bridge down so we can continue driving.
It is quite literally the anime filler episode.
Yeah. So
It's,
the thing
it's
is,
good filler.
like, it's good filler, I guess. There is a very critical plot element that they don't tell you when they remove this from the regular game, and that is that. So the whole like first half of the game, you're trying to get the resonator to map out the underground tunnel network, and then that doesn't work, and then there's like a little piece of data that is centered on the Phoenix estate for some reason that maps out the data instead. Like the Locust essentially just left like a USB drive with all their info on it. Anyway, now that we have the info, we have to take that to the Lightmass bomb to deliver a payload to their tunnel network, and that Lightmass bomb is on the train. You don't get to know that like the Lightmass bomb is on the train that we're trying to catch when they take these scenes out, and so there's like completely missing context. Where you're like fighting grubs. Oh look, we're on a train.
Yeah, you just kind of appear at a train.
Satellite update shows Nassau Park.
It's like, oh, okay, we're at a train now.
Yeah.
There's an alternate
Shout
Must
out
be
to
the
the,
end of the game.
Locust having helmets and motorbikes.
Don't we have a train to catch? Coordinate with control. Get to those lines. We'll clear the park and meet you there. We're on it.
This section's a blast.
I get it.
Oh god. Oh, don't punish me for the pun.
Okay.
I mean, it only fits.
I think-
Oh, those are weird.
Oh,
Weird grenades, but they did their job.
Take those.
nah, yeah. That's,
Get them with the double melee. The power is on our side.
I mean, that's more than you can say for the chairs.
Alright, so all that boom ammo we had, useless.
Torque bow time.
Yo, dude, put that down. You kidding me?
The enemies can tag you with grenades too. That's happened to me before. Like, you did it to the Berserker in Act 1 where you like melee them with a grenade out and it sticks to them. The enemies in this game can do that to you too. So if they have a grenade out, especially if they're close to you, it's really scary because once you're stuck, you're just dead. Like, you're going to die.
It is pretty good AI, especially for when it first came out.
Oh yeah.
Monka.
Not even close.
Yeah,
Just
Dom's
trying.
helping. Wait, shoot him. Okay, he's not doing anything. I lied. Where'd he go? So we use the torque bow literally in that one part. Okay, or we toss that away. We use the torque bow in that part so that we can take care of the troika gunner way more easily. You can stick any part of the troika and the gunner blows up, and that's like the biggest danger in that section, I'd say. But now we pick up the boom shot again. We got 9 ammo. That's really good. And used pretty much through the rest of the game. I think we keep this one.
Heading their way. What's your status?
Approaching power lines now.
Be advised, the train is accelerating.
This section is so scary, actually. This is probably the most likely spot to die. Or, no, not this one. Right after this one, when you go into the theater or whatever. This part's not too bad.
The
You
theater's
just-
scary, yeah.
Yeah, you just like, there's like 3 E-holes here, and you can just close them immediately before any enemies spawn. 2, actually, yeah. And this section's over. This one's not as scary, obviously. There wasn't even any enemies there. The
Oh.
theater's after the Brumok, that's right.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite parts right here. So we kill this guy, we're gonna turn a wheel. You hear the nice big crunchy footsteps from the Brumok overhead, and then you're gonna get the absolute bass drop here in a second. Oh, that one wasn't even as good. I'm like almost tempted to revert that.
You're like, wait a second.
Wait a minute. Like it's grimy, dude. When it's good, it's good.
I did see a question in chat about asking whether or not, like, when this, I guess, Gears came out, it was always a console exclusive. The question was if console was, or Gears of War was locked on console.
It was locked on console. Well, so Gears 1 original, it came out like 2005, 2006, and then in 2007 they came out with the PC version with like some very slight enhancements and like all this gameplay section. And then after that, it was console exclusive. 2 and 3 in Judgment, I don't think came out on PC at all. Yo, Dom, you gotta stop.
Yep.
But then Gears, this Ultimate Edition, whenever Epic Games left and the Coalition took over, they put it out on both console and PC. Gears 4, I think, is also on PC, and Gears 5. Now, the quality of those ports may vary, as like Waifu was saying, like some parts are like, he's astounded that I get frames in some parts, but...
Yeah. I mean, it would be nice if we
Yeah.
had 2 and 3 on PC.
But the trend of everything from Microsoft these days is like, it's going to be console and PC, so...
Yeah, I mean, one day.
Mm-hmm.
Copium, you know?
Copium.
It'll happen, I swear.
Again, guys, if you're interested in playing any of these games, you can, like, of the Gears games, you can get them on Game Pass or pretty cheaply if you just want to buy them. Talk to me, talk to Waifu, talk to anyone in the Gears Speedrunner Discord if you want to try out a run. Someone help you out.
Yeah, pretty approachable. You just go to speedrun.com/Gears of War.
Yeah.
And you can find the Discord link there. It's real approachable run, nice and easy. Do it on console, can do it on PC.
Once
Either
you
way,
don't
it
do a
can help
magic
you
trick.
get set up and stuff. Whatever you need.
Now what? Jack, rip that door.
Zoo.
Okay.
Also, that section is entirely an auto-scroller.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like a Brumok that's like trying to fight you, but is like, if you just don't stand in his bullets, then you won't die, and you can just kind of just wait for it to end. You actually don't have to kill anybody.
It's really
at all.
funny. You don't have to kill anything at all, and the whole time your teammates and Anya like over like everyone's just screaming at you like you gotta stop the Brumak, like shoot him, like you gotta get him out of here. But like if you shoot him, the Brumak goes through this whole stagger animation, and he's scripted
Actually
to
makes it
eventually
slower.
get to you anyway. Yeah, it makes the whole thing slower. It's like nah, I don't think I will. So I'm gonna tell my teammates to cease fire, and we're just gonna vibe.
Head upstairs.
This is the section I was referring to earlier, the theater section. Definitely the scariest part of the run combat-wise, I would say. It's probably the most likely spot that you die. Because there's a whole bunch of Theorons and there's 2 Troika turrets at the bottom. And the Cedar. And to kill the Cedar, you need to shoot out these little pegs in the wall so that the thing will fall on top of him. Just make him stuck underground. And then you gotta fight a whole bunch of Theorons that all come out of the same hole at once. They all got torque bows and lancers and Nasher shotguns. It's quite scary. Oh, and there's snipers upstairs too.
I was able to seal the hole and kill an extra. So there's like 6 Therons that spawn there, but
Oh,
that was really good. I thought I was gonna get the
Jeez, that-
buzzsaw, dude. Honestly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dead end. Can you move that wall?
One time I went to move this wall and then Dom just wasn't there.
Tom, let's go.
Yeah,
Turn
we're
the
just-
wheel.
So I just soft locked. And so then we got the last part, chapter 5, where all the fun, cool skips come in. Are you gonna do sandbag one too?
I'm gonna try all of it at least once.
Okay. We got some cool skips coming in. Some very cool and slightly inconsistent skips.
Slightly inconsistent.
We're selling it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they spawn us backwards. Good.
Yeah, so this chapter is called Window Shopping. And if you're window shopping for a new speedrun, this part might be the make or break for you. It's got some really cool skips. And if you're about that, then this part's pretty cool.
How hard are these skips? How hard are they to learn?
Pretty easy to learn, but I think that like getting them consistent.
Oh, let's
maybe
go,
A
Bear.
little bit difficult. Dang. It'll make more sense. Like we'll explain it while he's doing it, and it'll make more sense as to like why it's a bit finicky and can be weird.
Oh no. Leave me alone.
No, no.
Yeah, the game sometimes is like, yeah, this is a cover shooter, by the way. You're supposed to be in cover. You know?
Yeah, Balderdash.
Okay, so coming up, he's gonna do sandbag skip, which sometimes if there's like a T or a Y shaped cover, you can like lunge over cover, you know? But sometimes it overlaps in a way where you lunge over the cover and instead of going over it, you land on top of the cover. So you're actually able to raise your elevation by doing that and getting like on top of the cover. And he's gonna do that in a spot that connects to the edge of the building. And so he can run from the top of the cover across the edge of the building and then fall off the building on the other side and be able to skip some combat rooms. Some pretty long combat rooms too. But when you're going to get back inbounds, it can be a little finicky, and you'll probably see why. Also, these rooms are really scary too, because there's a lot of torque bow guys, and you have to run past everybody. You have to run past a bunch of torque bow guys while like fully out of cover, while like out of bounds, and if you fall off, then you gotta like get it back out of bounds again.
Okay, dude. See a wretch. Oh, I don't like this arrangement at all. We're going for it still.
Yeah, so if he gets torque bowed twice in a row, he'll die. But hopefully he's gonna get on the cover here in a specific way that when he lunges over, he's on top of the cover. Then he'll be able to run around and hopefully not get torque bowed.
Game? Whoa!
Oh, wait.
Good.
They're
Nice
throwing
grenade.
literal bombs. Okay. This is going really well. Alright, we're gonna give it one more go here. I don't know. I've been hitting this literally
believe.
every single time. Yeah.
There you go.
Alright, that's the worst I've done it in
Nice.
2 weeks.
So now that he's out of bounds, kinda, he's like running along the edge, and he just needs to not die to the torque bow guys. And then once he's across, he can like fall. He like run at a very slight angle so that he falls off and doesn't get stuck. And now here's where it gets a little weird. So nice first try.
We're big chillin', dude.
Oh, Bing chilling.
Bing
over
chilling.
here. He so there's a piece of geometry that blocks this section that is loaded in randomly. So like when you jump down there, sometimes it's in the way, and if it's in the way, then you can't actually progress. So you have to like run back and forth and like it deload and then run back, and hopefully it stays deloaded. And yeah, if it's loading too fast, then you're not going to be able to get past it, and so you're not going to be able to get back in bounds.
Oh god.
But what he did there is he was able to, you know, it didn't load in, and so he was able to run past and skip a bunch of the combat sections there. Now he's going to be setting up another very similar trick where he's going to tell all of his teammates to stop killing because he wants the wretches to be alive. He needs the wretches to stay alive because after you kill everyone in this section, it automatically transitions you inside the building. And if you kill everyone except for the last enemy that you need to kill for the progression,
We're chilling, we're chilling.
Checkpoint. Okay, you're good. Yeah, if you kill everyone except for the last enemy that you need to kill to make the progression happen, and you go as far away from where you're supposed to be when it switches, and then you kill him, the game will have such different parts of the map loaded that it expects to, that when it loads in the next section, it takes a long time. And because of this, you load in, and nothing is loaded, and you can run past a staircase. So the staircase will load in after you run past it, and that allows you to skip like a minute or so of combat and like walk and talk. So now that he's killed everyone except for the wretches, he's gonna run as far away as he can, and then try to kill the wretches, and then skip the cutscene as fast as possible. And once he skips that cutscene, then he's gonna gain control, and nothing will be loaded. So we'll see if he'll get it here. Yeah, so see how nothing's loaded like that? So now he can run past the staircase with plenty of time, and then once the game catches up, it'll load back in, and he'll be skipping a bunch of combat and walk and talk. See how it takes really long time to load in? When I try to do that on PC, it loads in like 3 seconds after I load in. So it's like way harder. That was like the reason we were saying it's like inconsistent, because with worse hardware like on console, it's really consistent like that because you have plenty of time to do it. But we've been trying to find a way to make it more consistent for higher end PC stuff, because otherwise it's just unfortunate. There's a bunch of time because the game loads so fast.
Yeah, and now, so like now that we've done the skip, we skip a whole bunch of stuff. There's like a little cutscene all back there, has enemies. We can hit the big red wheels in like an optimal order as kind of a side effect, and now we go up those stairs so that we can get the trigger that we were originally intended to hit to load in the enemies on the stairs that we just killed now, and this boomer that's coming.
Yeah, but those two skips back to back, really cool to see done like that. Super solid. They're both pretty hard too.
Homie doesn't want to die.
No.
He's a tank.
Scary.
I still enjoy how they say bruh.
And this is kind of another like frightening section, similar to doing that Act 3 skip, where it's really, really dark afterwards, and so you kind of just take it easy, kill however you need to kill, just get through it safely, because at this point, if I die, I have not hit a checkpoint, like, ever. So I'm all the way back at the beginning before sandbags,
sandbag. Yeah, it's super brutal, because, you don't get a checkpoint when you do the skips, either of them, so yeah.
Or actually, it might put me at the beginning of this section. Either way, it's really, really bad.
Yeah, it's slow.
That was something that was asked in chat, and I was going to ask about that if you died and you have to do all the skips over again. So yeah.
Yeah. This skip, where it deloaded the interior of the power plant. That's first time you have to do it. If you don't do it, you're not getting it because the area is already going to be loaded. You are forced to play through it like as intended.
But the sandbag one, you can try it a couple times.
The sandbag one, you can try it a couple times, although it does get harder because of that like janky, like trying to deload the outside of the map to get back into the map kind of thing.
Yeah, I swear it gets harder if you don't do it first try, because like the game already has that section loaded in, so it's stored in recent memory, so it loads in faster.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, it's jank. It needs more testing and stuff. There are some good suggestions in chat for like potentially ways to slow it down on PC. I have to try.
Oh, Dom, your body blocking me.
I still enjoy the open up Google Chrome.
It's a good one. Yeah, you were worried about the Brumok.
I was worried about the Brumok.
To kill you. Yeah.
Yeah, he hurts, by the way, guys. Easy mode.
Yeah, that's there.
I mean, I got the real hard
that would
parts.
hurt.
So the point of this fight is we're supposed to be taking out the guns, the arm guns of this Brumok. Alright, Dom's dying again, that's great. And after we take out the arm guns, we have to... Ooh, he's behaving now. Have to shoot the legs down and then take out the... Oh my god! I got swung on.
What?
Bro.
Okay, that's a world premiere right there.
Get out the bingo cards, because I've never seen that before.
Jesus.
Wow.
I didn't even know he could punch you. You know, he's got the physique of a T-Rex. You'd think his arms would be shorter.
Yeah, what is this?
Dude's got some reach.
Hilariously enough, I'm pretty sure the shotgun is the best weapon for this.
It's the best weapon for every.
Yeah, like the pistol is alright when it's at a distance, but and I recently tried a torque bow. That is absolutely garbage. Boom shot is same amount of garbage. The pipe collision's also garbage. You know.
Brumok's messing you up, man.
It's messing me up.
You should just pistol him, right? I don't know. You know, play it safe. I really want to like torque bow this guy out of his driver's seat.
Out of his seat, but he's like invulnerable, I'm pretty sure.
I think so, yeah. That would be sick though.
See, it's like, you know, just play it safe, quote unquote, but it's really hard to when he's big and scary and just steps up on you.
It's got hands, he's got feet, he's got guns.
He's got it all.
Yeah.
Alright, we're fine now.
I think Dom is very useful in this fight. Just spend the whole time on the ground. I swear his AI is just like walk into the enemy.
I'm pretty sure it is. It's like just so messed up.
Yeah.
So right here, this is the regular Act 5 from the original game, so now anyone that's played that should be roughly familiar with what's going on.
Yeah, we're caught back up
a grenade?
with the regular.
What? Excuse me?
I think that was your teammate.
That's why I was so I was like, there's nothing to throw a grenade, so I'm fine, but like, what? There are a bunch of E-holes that spawn around in the area. I delay killing this wretch to make the E-hole that's corresponding with it spawn a little bit more conveniently. Plus, I can kill a sniper in the top right which lets me kill a sniper a little bit later that's on a timer associated with that. It's all like kind of tied together in 2 different streams. And
Is this an auto scroller?
auto scroll, like not necessarily. Like this, the sniper that spawns here is based on when you kill the first sniper.
Okay.
So that's why it's like we delay as long as possible. Okay. So you think you can snipe the video game?
Oh, we gotta get on the train.
Yeah, this is the plot critical train. There's a light mass bomb at the front that we gotta take the targeting data to.
We suck. We'll catch you right on Raven. Sorry, guys. Okay, Anya, what are we looking at?
We suck.
Love how easy it looked when it went right. Yeah, me too. That's the thing. Like, this game hurts. It really hurts when it wants to mess you up. Yeah,
for sure. Gotta take out a couple torque boat Thompsons. Light up this container a little bit.
That was weird inputs.
We'll be doing a little bit of a skip here. There's another berserker that we're gonna have to fight. Kind of. We're supposed to have to fight it. But it's on the train, and if you can detach parts of the train, then you don't have to fight the berserker, because it just will, you know, be stuck on the train behind you. And so what we're gonna try to do is throw a grenade, like right before the cutscene plays, so that while the cutscene's playing, the train, the big canister will blow up.
Whoa! I skipped the dialogue. Let's go.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So hopefully, we'll throw it through this hole.
The cutscene took too long.
And now we're stuck here with the berserker.
Let's go.
Nice.
Feels console, man. The timing was right.
Yeah.
I just kind of...
Okay.
Honestly,
The
maybe
berserker's
skipping the
chilling.
dialogue, it could have hurt more than it did good. Because
Yeah.
it's only like a 2-second dialogue.
Yeah. Now berserker was stuck over there, so it's dead now. Goodbye.
Poor Berserker.
Yeah.
The door's open, Marcus. Quick.
I haven't seen any chairs in a while.
There's a lot of
These
benches.
count, right? Like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that'll work.
where's the...
I like how this is like the least optimal seating arrangement possible for a train.
Well, you want
It's
realism in Gears
It's
of
like
War? What the
6 chairs per like 200 square feet.
heck? Oh, no.
And they're all just back to back to back. They're not even spread out.
Yeah. It's like, looks like they're waiting to get on an airplane.
Yeah, yeah.
Right here, we have a lovely, what's it called? Tower defense game. Where we're just killing a
Shoot
whole
the
bunch of these
balloons.
reavers. Yeah, they're these like flying squid monster things the locust use as mounts. Don't really know why, or really how they even fly in the first place. But there's a bunch of them. We just troika them down, and eventually there's gonna be one that flies overhead. And that'll be the last part of this.
Just gonna sit here and let the music kind of play out for a second.
This part is hilarious in the first game for the music, because like I don't know, they fixed it apparently in this game, but even if you set your volume to be like 1 out of 10 on the music, there are certain parts of the game, and that's one of them, where the music decides to blast full volume no matter what, and so you're sitting there shooting the troika, which fills up, like it's really loud anyway, and then you have the music blaring.
Bro, it's an intense moment. All right. The developers
remember
want-
that.
This is how it needs to be experienced.
Dum 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 dum. Dum
I
dum dum
remember
dum dum
doing
dum.
that when I first played when I first played this.
You're just like, wow, this is really loud.
Yeah.
It's a loud game.
Yeah, we got a bunch of homies over here.
Pretty sure you can walk into those barrels as they fall and die.
That is correct. And their
Yeah.
hitbox is like kind of weird too. So now we just got some wretches jumping through windows. There's the ones in the windows, and then they're gonna start dropping through a hatch in the ceiling. Kill a few on each side. We're getting close to the end of the game here. Very,
Yeah,
very
we're
close.
coming up on it.
Yeah.
Just gotta take out General Ram, Kim's vacation partner. The coolest character in Gears.
Any day now.
Any day now.
There's one more. What the?
I'm sure this is very difficult when you don't know that they're going to come from there 7 times in a row.
Probably.
They could come from
I
anywhere.
think. I think when I played it, it was a little difficult. But then again, that was also like, you know, almost 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Wait.
It's like the reverse psychology. They're like, they couldn't possibly come from the same hole again. Right? Like, there's no way they'll do it 7
Six times in a
row.
yeah, like 6
Yeah.
times in a row.
As soon as we plant the data. Woo! Yeah, baby! Come on, man!
All right, almost to the very end. We just have one more car filled with wretches. We don't even have to kill them technically, but I do just because it makes Dom a little bit more obedient. You need him to cross over to be able to press this next button. Oh, and he was pretty fast.
Press the button multiple times for dramatic effect.
They wouldn't make me press it 5 times.
You're approaching target. GPS shows that you're at top speed. You don't have much time.
All right, we're gonna go for a little bit of a meme kill on him, which is also a fast kill, I guess. So like it serves a double purpose.
Let's do this.
Yep, so we're on the Ram fight. The Ram fight, basically, you just throw stuff at him until he dies. It's you just bunch of nades, bunch of torque bows.
Oh, you're done,
then he'll
dude.
fall
You're
over.
toast. You are done. Time.
Nice.
Nice.
GG.
Let's go.
I love you too, Enigma.
Yo,
So,
shout out the homies. I've seen you guys, Reaper and Nospace and Toy Chest and Live and all you dudes.
Yeah.
Seen them.
So if anyone was really interested after watching this amazing run of Gears of War and was interested in wanting to know more about it or go into it, where would they go?
If you are interested in knowing more about the run of Gears of War or any of the other Gears games, obviously speedrun.com/Gears of War, or like whatever the game link is. There's a Discord channel link in there. You can go hop in that. I myself have my own Discord and Twitter. You can @ me, FlurbyTG. Come talk to me about any of the Gears runs. The community is super small, so like me, or come talk to Waifu for UE. We got like Jervalen, he's done Gears 4 stuff, and like some other folks that do things here and there. So just come talk to any of us. We'll hook you up. Get you started on how to do the runs. Again, I'm modded in Inconceivable difficulty to Gears 1, so I'm going to be doing that probably soon on my stream coming up. So if you want to check that out as well, come on over.
Yeah, and yeah, it's just awesome community, real small. It's real cool. It'd be nice if more people came by and tried out the run. It's really approachable and quite fun. It's honestly just needs more hands on it, and it's quite fun.
All right, and if anyone was interested in following y'all, where would they go? I know, Flurby, you said your Twitter and your Discord.
Yeah, like I said, on Twitter, @FlurbyTG. You can come by my Twitch channel. It's also just literally Flurby, FLURBY. YouTube is the same thing. I've been putting out some high-effort videos, the last couple ones, Gears-related. So if you want that, go check that out as well. Hop in my Discord channel. Same thing, like I said before. And hey, if you like to beatbox, come through and tell me how to, like, vibration bass or something. I'm learning that.
Awesome. Yeah, and if you, I don't know, I run this game sometimes. I run a whole bunch of different games, and if you're interested at all, twitch.tv/waifu, or I make video essays on YouTube, Waifu Runs. And I'll be running Left 4 Dead 2 on this channel in like 2 hours. So stick around
Right,
if you're
yeah.
interested in that.
So while the bargain bin may be closing its doors for the evening, don't forget Speedrun from the Crypt is coming up next with Waifu in there, as well as a couple other runners, I believe with a lot of twos to celebrate the 2222 of today. And also don't forget tomorrow we're going to have The First Step, followed by How to Train a Speedrunner, tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. But now is a great time to get up, get some water, relax, and get into the mood for speedruns from the Crypt.